We're just shy of 30 hours behind schedule, but we are going to go racing with the NASCAR Xfinity Series in Fontana. You see the weather yesterday. I mean, we actually somehow got the track dry and put these cars on track, but then the rains came again. Today, though, I mean, it's been nice. Really, no rain since midnight. NASCAR's done an unbelievable job of drying the track early, getting you guys out there racing the scheduled 400-mile distance. You see what we had yesterday versus today. Much better weather conditions. I say we play two, and one of those participating full-time in the doubleheader, our pit reporter, Regan Smith. You are busting it today, Regan. Welcome in.
Adam, absolutely love it. Twice as much racing as one day. We can't complain about that. Hey, Brandon Jones behind me. You see their pit box getting set up. These teams, of course, scrambling to get everything ready for this race. Spoke to crew chief Jason Burdett yesterday. He said no matter when we would run this race or when we run this race, a ton of unknowns for him, a ton for them to worry about as well, because they don't have a matrix of Brandon Jones. No way to know what to expect, not only out of this car with the rules changes, but out of Brandon, because he was at Joe Gibbs Racing last year, not Junior Motorsports. A lot to watch out for early on for them. Josh?
Well, John Hunter Nemechek in the 20 car kicked off the season with a second-place finish at Daytona. He said that was huge for setting the tone, but changing the pace to Fontana, he said he's always had speed here, but he's never been able to get the finish he wanted. But he said the good thing, JGR has a great track record here. They, about a decade ago, had 9 straight wins here, and also his crew chief, Ben Bayshore, had a win here just 3 years ago. So because of all that, the 20 team has a huge amount of confidence heading into this race, guys.
There's no question. John Hunter Nemechek is one of those that you just anticipate is going to be a player all season long here in the Xfinity Series. Our race analysis, 150 laps today equals the 300 miles. 35 laps stage 1 and stage 2. And then we'll go 80 laps in that final stage. Forget really the pit window here when it comes to fuel mileage, because we're talking all about tires. They have 6 sets, and we will get a competition caution at lap 15. Austin Hill, with qualifying washed out, starts on the pole. He takes the outside lane he won last week at Daytona.
All right, you guys have a great day. Let's go win us one here. I told Kyle last week you had it warmed up for him. Now I told him telling you we got it warmed up for him.
Yeah, copy that. Congrats on that, man. That was awesome.
Thanks, buddy.
RCR going for the weekend sweep.
Same day sweep.
Yeah. It could happen. We got some good horses in the race here today, and I think as we get ready to take green here, you see some of the Cup guys that just got done with 400 miles. They know what the track's like. They know little odds and ends that they kind of figured out. They're smarter than all the other drivers right now because they have that experience out there. So I expect them to be pretty aggressive probably on the initial start. But I think, the cream always rises at the top. Right? The best cars, especially here at Fontana, you're able to pass and make moves and do things. Those long-haul cars will eventually show up.
Leading us to the green today, the all-new Toyota GR Supra. You talk about drivers doing double duty. A lot of these pit crew members over the wall in the Cup race, doing it again here in the Xfinity race.
Completely different, too.
Oh, yeah.
A few more lug nuts they got to change
no question.
Tonight, so we'll see how they adjust to it.
Front row, Austin Hill, John Hunter Nemechek. The wait is over. It's race 2 in 2023 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Here we go with a SoCal showdown.
John Hunter got a really big jump there on the restart. That was pretty interesting.
It was nice how he was able to get a good start and clear himself up to where he wasn't going to get sidedraft. He didn't have any help behind him pushing him, just had some horsepower.
I love the starts and restarts. Already seeing 5 wide in the corner.
Oh, that's for sure. And Tyler Reddick is just barely tagged the wall. That's nothing for him. He's not happy. I think he got put in the wall.
That was Sam Mayer in the 1, the black and orange 24, as you said, Tyler Reddick. And they did get together. Here's the replay.
This is what we talked about. The Cup guys have a little experience way up top. You see it right there. Reddick's up top already getting the momentum. Oh, boy, just not enough real estate off the corner.
Well, you know Reddick's frustrated. I mean, he was caught up in a crash in the Cup race. He sees this as a way to salvage the day, so a bit of a rough start for him.
Now remember, all these guys, they're out there racing right now. They don't know what these cars were supposed to be like. You go barreling down in the turn 1 the first time, and you're 5 wide. You don't know what your car is going to do. That's why a little grace on the first lap probably would have been a little acceptable, but it's just how races are. They want to win on the first lap too. I get it. I've been there. I about wrecked on the first lap earlier.
Reddick was on the wall. Now he's below the white line, and that is not out of bounds here. 4 wide at the start-finish line.
And this is where the draft comes into play. That top lane just starts going down the straightaway. Reddick with a fast car. He's just putting anywhere there's no one in front of him. That's what lane you want. Wherever there's not a car in front of you.
Raja working hard right there. It's
25.
You know, turn 2 is such a tricky turn because it flattens out really quick. Like you kind of gas up right in the middle of the corner and think you're good, and then it flattens out, and then you have a wall there. So you see a lot of guys kind of struggling off of 2. Is gosh, we're still 4 wide, maybe even 5 wide.
Look at the 2 on the bottom. Huge run on the bottom. And that's one of those things, you can get a good run on the bottom, but once you get down the straightaway and you've got no drafting help, that top lane starts coming back by you, but you can see there the 2 was able to get a good run, enough to pass some cars.
The 2 is Sheldon Creed, won a Truck Series championship a few years ago, did not have good fortune last weekend at Daytona, wrecked out running up front, so he had to start deep in the field, but very aggressive early. The second entry today for Richard Childress Racing. We talked about his teammate Austin Hill starting on the pole. He's currently second.
And the way they qualify these cars, right, it's a mix of where they finished last week, where they are in points, and what their fastest lap was. So obviously coming from Daytona, there's a lot of wrecks, and a lot of times the fastest cars weren't starting up front in this race. So you're going to have a lot of movers and shaking around here early in the race.
Give a call to the 25 of Brett Moffitt. This is a new team. He, too, has won a Truck Series championship, and the last couple of years has driven in the Xfinity Series for different clubs. This year, AM Racing, and they have come out of the gate strong. We're fast last weekend at Daytona, an alliance with Stewart Haas. 25 out of the gates good here in California.
Here's one that we thought would be really fast. Cole Custer. We expect him to be strong all year long. He's won the last 2 races here in Fontana. You know, assume he's going to be fast today.
Their teammates there. 00 Cole Custer, 98 Riley Herbst driving for Stewart Haas. Hey, we talk about big movers early, and we have to flash up the man that won the championship in the Xfinity Series in 2021, Daniel Hemrick. He's another driver that had early problems at Daytona, has to come from deep in the field. He was injured this week, injured his knee working out. He was on crutches but before the race, so we know he's a little banged up, but he's got a fast race car, plus 18.
Yeah, plus 18. You know, we know he started in the back, but that's big movers right there early on, and Daniel's been doing a good job of searching around, even, you know, a little banged up on his knee. He's doing a good job, so hopefully that knee lasts him all race, and he isn't hurting too bad, but doing a great job to get going.
Well, the good thing for Hemrick is that there's really not much, you know, pedal movement here, right? Like you're not on the brakes much if you even touch the brakes at all. You're really just floating on that throttle pedal a lot. You have the long straightaways. I'm sure those bumps on the backstretch probably don't feel that good for him, but it's probably a less physically demanding racetrack because it's so big.
This is the driver's eye camera that we talk so much about. Raja Karuth running.
Watch his head bounce around right here.
Yeah, those are big bumps, right? Yep, you can hear the car bottom out, his head bounce around.
You're low, 91 stayed in line, half a lane higher, trying to run the top. He's got an outside corner.
Raja part-time in the Xfinity Series, running full-time in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series for GMS.
You hear a spotter talking there. The spotter here is so important because there's 5 lanes across the racetrack, and you may think you're in pretty good shape and having a good corner, but someone might be ripping the wall, you know, 4 lanes above you, and you have no way of seeing him. So you really have to rely on the spotter, especially as it closes up on the exit of the corner. And
one thing I'm noticing at the start of this race, you know, John Hunter Nemechek, Austin Hill, they're both running the bottom of 3 and 4, you know, and we didn't really do that much in the Cup race for very long at all, you know. So this track's cooling off. It's getting a little bit colder than what it was, you know. The 4th lane in 1 and 2, that was pretty common. We'll see if anyone moves up, you know, to that 4.5, 5th lane. But I'm surprised that they're still running the bottom lane this many laps to a run. I'm sure they'll move up soon, but I think the track's cooling off and just keeping a little bit more grip down there.
Yeah, I think they're going to get there eventually as these tires wear out. It's early in the race, a little risk versus reward, right? You don't want to be the first one up there. If it's dirty, get in the fence. You don't want to take yourself out of the race 9 laps in. You got the competition caution coming up here at lap 15. So you just want to just survive, see what your car is doing, wait for the caution, get a pit stop.
How about the Smiths delivering early? No relation, but Chandler Smith, the rookie for Colic, driving the 16. He is 6th. And here you look at Sammy Smith, youngster for Joe Gibbs Racing, full-time in that 18 and going below the man that drove for JGR last year, Brandon Jones. They battle for 7th.
You saw the 18 have his hands full off it too. That second lane down in 1 and 2 has so much sealer on it. There's veins that run all across it. And that's like, I think, the worst lane to run in, especially after you have some laps on your tires, because then you have to cross all the seams on exit, and you saw him really have his hands full. So that's a tough area to make a pass.
The fact that he just maintained was
impressive.
Says he's got a fast race car.
But both of these drivers had never seen this track before this weekend. This is the first time they've been up to speed here. So I'm sure it is very much learn as you go and apply this later in the race. And as you guys said, the fact that they're able to hang around, maintain, a very good sign for 2 young drivers that we expect so much out of.
Yeah, you're right, Adam. The only way on a lot of this stuff is just try it, right? You can go to the simulator. It doesn't simulate those veins and sealer on the track. Sorry, it just doesn't do that. You can watch film and maybe see some of this stuff, but until you really try it and know the little ins and outs of this racetrack, where the sealer is, where the big bumps are, what typically happens, you just have to try it. And for a rookie, especially without any practice, huge challenge right now.
Brandon Jones starting to creep up to the wall. That's good. He's been able to kind of maintain a little bit, been holding these guys up just a little bit. Gosh, that was a really good move by Sammy Smith.
18
that car
is so fast.
I guess we shouldn't be surprised. His teammate, John Hunter Nemechek, got the lead from the jump, and he's led every lap so far.
So right here on the bottom where the 18's going now is a big bump right there. You can see the back of the car move a little bit. Some cars can handle bumps better than others, right? No 2 cars are created equal out there. There's definitely some better than others in certain parts of the corners, depending on how you want to set up your race car.
Yeah, Hemrick hasn't slowed down. That's 2 more spots that he just grabbed. The 39 and Klingerman. He just got both those spots in the previous lap, so he's up to 11th, up 20 spots already, just 13 laps in. I'm excited for that car. That car seems to be really fast right now, and we'll see how it progresses.
One thing we always talk about here is the debris on the track. Watch this. Whoa.
Oh. At least it's on the camera and not his grill.
Right.
Not good for us, but better for Cole. Oh, it came off.
Got it off.
I thought it was Murphy's Law here that every piece of debris eventually found its way to the grill of a driver. It seems to always happen at this place.
It does. Hot dog wrappers, man. Especially on windy days like it's been. The wind, I think it blows right out of the fans' laps, right? Oh, no, and then it goes onto the racetrack and it finds our grills. And we overheat. And that's what happens.
A pair of Chevys for 2nd. Austin Hill in the 21. The 7, Justin Allgaier, veteran for Junior Motorsports, who won 3 times a year ago and made the championship 4. The 7 now in the runner-up position.
You see him way down there on the apron. That's an experience move. You can go down there. The track's a little bit more green, maybe a little bit more grip. You can avoid that big bump we were just talking about.
We're going to get the competition caution 15 laps in, so it's coming up here next time around. And the fall off on these tires has already been 1.5 seconds. Now, everybody has an extra set over what they thought they would have because no practice, no qualifying. They let them bring their practice set over. The question becomes, do you use them here or do you save them? 1.5 seconds of fall off would indicate to me we're going to see a lot of guys on pit road when we get that caution.
There's plenty of tires later on. You need them now. I don't think it's a question. You got to put them on. That's a ton of fall off. And you probably want some adjustments without having practice. You probably want the opportunity to work on your car.
Mm-hmm.
You see Kligerman way up there. Running the wall now. The advantage of running the wall, guys, you can get up there and get momentum as you see down the straightaway. That helps. But there's an air cushion, right? Like think of it as a kind of a wedge between the outside wall and the car that's right next to it. The closer you get to it, the more you pack that air in between the wall, and that's grip. And you see the caution here.
Hey, I'm going to say this. Very well behaved in the first 15 laps. Calm. I mean, they did their thing, but we kept our nose clean, which is impressive to me for a bunch of young drivers, many of which had never seen this place before.
Yeah, I mean, they were 4 wide, but yeah, it was calm, if you say so.
Okay.
Hey, it's calm for us up here. I can tell you what, when this guy's inside the race car, no.
John Hunter Nemechek starts second. He leads every lap, and it's been a theme over the years for Joe Gibbs Racing in Fontana, California. Josh Sims mentioned this earlier. I mean, they've been so good here. The 12 holes, the most all time. 10 wins, the best ever, including the 9 in a row that Josh alluded to from 2008 to 2013. Of course, a handful of those years when we were coming here twice a season. And I think 2 of those wins in that run, courtesy of you.
Oh, you got a couple?
Yeah.
I think so.
Maybe. He's acting like he doesn't know.
Yeah.
4-time pole sitter, you know.
Yeah, I got the most
Hall of Fame
guys.
pole
Okay,
sitter.
I don't want to brag or anything, but
There you see the rundown today. John Hunter Nemechek leading, Sammy Smith here in 8th, and Joe Graff Jr. making his first of 5 starts in the 19, back in the 17th position. He'll run the schedule full time, but running most of his races for the Sieg team, 5 starts for JGR. So pit road is open, and now we find out, do you come and get those tires, or do you keep that track position and run it out to the end of the stage?
Oof.
I mean,
That's a long way to the end of the stage. I mean, you're going to have just pretty much almost the same amount of laps to go by the time we get this thing started. So, gosh, I mean, it was almost 2 seconds by the end of that, and I feel like everybody is coming.
I would think so. And if your crew chief makes you stay out here, you're going to get run over big time.
Nobody's coming. Look at this.
What?
Look at this.
No way. No. Oh, the 7 stayed out. Okay, we're kind of split, maybe 50-50.
They're heading your way. Some of them are anyway, Regan.
Well, Adam, a lot of them were planning to come, and it was a last-second change for the guys in my area of pit road. The number 9 car, Brandon Jones, as well as the number 8 car. They decided right in the last minute to stay on the racetrack. Both those cars pretty decent right now. A little strategy play for later on. Josh?
Well, the pole sitter, Austin Hill, said his car is just a little too tight through the center. He gets back to the throttle as well, and he spins those tires a little too much, so he needs a little more front turn.
A mixed bag of strategies. Just over 10 cars elect to stay out. A host of others said, you let me have another set of tires, I'm going to come get them right now. Austin Hill, the first off of pit road.
You're about to see some stuff on this next restart. Don't change the channel.
That's right. We'll step aside. And you know how I said everything had been clean to this point? I don't know. The give and take when we return, it might not be there. Stick around. We are wrapping up the competition caution for the NASCAR Xfinity Series here in Fontana, California with Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney. I'm Adam Alexander. Top 10 stayed out, so that means from 11th on back you got tires, and you are going to be on the move when we go green.
Yeah, and if you're one of the first cars with the guys with tires behind you, oh, God bless you. You're in for a ride, buddy. This is not going to be fun for you. It's about surviving. For those cars, just survive the next 15 laps or so. Get to the stage break with a car that's in one piece. That's a tall task when there's cars that are 2 seconds or so faster than you.
Nemechek takes the outside lane as the leader. Allgaier could have restarted on the front row. He said on the choose, I'll take the outside lane here for the restart. It's going to be 15 to go, stage 1.
I like that move on old tires.
Yeah, old tires.
Old tires, that's a smart move by Allgaier. And this is where it's going to get big. Right here to turn 1 is when tires are going to matter.
They watched the 21 got, I was about to say, watch 21 Austin Hill. He's the first guy on new tires. Got Custer right behind him. I mean, look at the run he got off of 2 right on the bottom.
The bottom never goes fast on the straightaway unless you have that much better tires.
From the apron to the wall, this is Fontana, California.
Everyone's trying to merge up off the corner. I mean, LA traffic is a real thing here. You see the 00 there, Cole Custer. He's got tires of 21 as well. They got tires. What, it took them a lap and a half?
Not even, right?
A quarter.
Yeah.
To the lead.
New man in charge, Austin Hill, on those fresh tires that he got a couple of laps ago, and he's bringing Cole Custer with him. The question becomes now, does John Hunter Nemechek fall outside the top 10, get no stage points here? You know, it's going to be interesting to watch him. Look at
that.
Creed in the 2, right in the rim with momentum.
I love it. And they got the push draft going down the straightaway here. Watch these guys. They'll pull those inside cars, no problem.
How much
They're just exploding tear-offs and everything down those straightaways.
How much is too much? And that draft 4 wide. Creed around Brandon Jones. Hemrick sliding up the racetrack.
Hemrick, another one. Got tires. He's trying to make some decent ground, you know. And I think that was a good play for them. You know, they had that start in the rear, had a fast car. You know, hey, let's put new tires on, try to maybe get to the top 5, and then reset after the stage break.
And this is a real big points question you have to try to answer, right? Because you're giving up stage points. You don't take those tires, you are giving up any points that you were going to get there. And you're going to lose a lot of track position. You're going to have to claw your way back up through the second stage. So you're probably hurting yourself for 2 stages to try to have a set of tires at the end. And if it goes green long in the 3rd stage, you did it all for nothing because you're going to have an extra set of tires in your pit anyway.
You paid for them, and you didn't get to use them. I mean, hey, that's heartbreaking.
Exactly. If you got them, use them, baby.
Nemechek back to 6 now. He was hanging on to 3rd, and I'm like, man, he might make this work. And now I'm not so sure because there's still more than 10 laps to go here in stage 1. Battle for the lead. Cole Custer married in the offseason. So good in this series for a number of years. Won 7 races in 2019 as a regular, including right here. Moved up the Cup, Rookie of the Year.
There it is.
But now he's back.
Yeah, that shows how good a car you do have. If you can split the 3rd and 4th lane like Custer's able to do, get some air to your nose, I think he's going to have a big run off 4 here. You know, that shows really good. And in Xfinity cars, you can kind of get on the left rear quarter panel with the guy in front of you and still kind of move them around and drive them. We can't do that as much anymore in our Cup cars, but these cars, that move that he can do is perfect for being able to race for the lead or pass people.
You know, with these cars, you can get right up on them and take a lot of air off that rear spoiler and try to loosen them up. And that's what Cole's trying to do to Austin Hill right now. He's going to get right tight on him at his left rear.
There it comes.
Try to loosen him up. There, you see the back of the car slip a little bit. Now he's got his quarter panel, pull it back a little bit. Down the straightaway he goes.
Yeah.
Now I'm sure the 21 side drafting him some. Nope, clear.
And that was a chef's kiss move right there by Custer. I mean, that's textbook move of getting someone a little bit free. You're faster than them. Get out of my way without touching them. I mean, there's nothing dirty about that move at all. It's just racing, and that just shows how much experience Cole has and knows how to place his car.
Third leader of the day, the California kid, Cole Custer, Josh.
Yeah, and before that last competition caution, Cole Custer, I've been saying his car was just a little too tight. They made an adjustment, and look at that now. He's now in the lead. And Cole Custer is a guy that is back in the Xfinity Series, and I asked his crew chief, Jonathan Toney, how they view this, and they say, you know what, Cole is focused. He's learned a lot from his 3 years in Cup, and they said if he takes care of business, he'll be back in Cup before you know it, Regan.
Josh, it's been a great start to the race for Sheldon Creed. Crew Chief Jeff Stankiewicz predicted that this was going to be a big season for them earlier this weekend to me. He said that the trend that Sheldon has followed in both the ARCA Menard Series as well as the Truck Series has been to have a rough first year, followed up by a very strong second year. The driver is super engaged, super confident in what he's doing this season. Right now, that race car just a little bit too loose. He asked him to tighten it up just a slight bit for him on their last pit stop, and we've got yellow on the track.
Yep, second caution of the day. The first, the competition caution. Ooh. And the second one here for the 08 of Greg Alding.
Looks like a right front tire. Well, it's definitely down now. I don't know if that's what started it, but looks like a pretty solid hit to the right side.
Now I wonder, do you flip the script if you didn't pit before? Do you pit now?
Well, you can't.
And then you're probably in position to maybe come up there. I don't know. You're not going to have a bunch of laps, but you could come up, get some stage points, maybe win the stage, and then do you stay out? I don't know. There's just so many options with the sets of tires these teams have that they usually are not afforded in one of these Xfinity races.
Yeah, if you pit now, you're still going to have 4 laps or so on your tires and caution laps after the stage. Oh, boy, it's a little tricky. I think you've made your bed. You got to stay out if you've already stayed out once.
I think so too.
Let's look and see what happened here. On board with Roger Carruth.
Yeah, that's a right front flat tire right there for Greg Alding. That's unfortunate. Went right down right in the middle of the corner. So I'm not sure if he was someone who stayed out. No, at the first stage or at the first caution or not.
It's already updated since he came down pit road here, so we'll get that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a tricky call, guys. I mean, you can pit here. You're going to want to pit again right at the stage. So,
then you'd just be on equal ground with the guys who pitted on the first caution, right? Because everyone's going to pit at the stage.
You're on tires. You'll be the same.
Then you'll be
the same amount of tires used.
But now your strategy you just had here is gone. So you don't have an extra set.
Yeah, I think you made your bed. I think you got to stay out.
By the way, Galding had pitted at lap 17. Yes. And Roger Carruth, we were looking at the onboard look from his car. When he made his pit stop earlier, they had a penalty. So that's why he was deep in the field. Now here's another thought. I mean, pit road's closed, so the more laps we make, the less likely that we will have takers.
Good point.
Once it opens. Big day here in Fontana, California. Part 2 of the West Coast Swing is 1 week from today, and I already feel uncomfortable because we have a Larson, we have a Bubba, we have a Logano, a Hamlin, and a Chase, and we've done it again, Blaney. I apologize.
That's cool. I understand. I come up here yesterday, raining. No, we're not going to race yesterday. You guys make me sit in the booth. And then I come back today after the Cup race, and you still don't put me on the damn picture. So I tell you what, I don't know why I do this anymore with you guys.
We ran that promo. We ran the promo this week on Race Hub, and I made a mental note. Oh, no, Blaney's not on, and we're definitely going to be promoting the Cup race. We got to get him on there, or at least have some fun at your expense. And here we are again.
I understand. It's fine. I don't want to be on it. I don't want to be on it anymore. I'll just sit up here in the booth.
Well, what makes it worse is the guy sitting to your right. Not only is he the focal point in the middle, but he uses the telestrator to highlight himself.
Oh, he won the championship last year. He deserves to be in the middle.
Hang on here.
Deserves to be in the middle.
Number 1.
It is number 1.
There you go.
Man.
I can't wait for
We
Vegas
can do
next
like
week, guys.
We can do like a little Mustaches? No, what do you think? No?
Yeah, you're making
We're
friends
having
everywhere.
too much fun. You wonder why I have so many friends, guys.
Okay, pit road's open. John Hunter Nemechek is the first in line of those drivers that did not come down at lap 17. He is 10th right now. And it would not appear that he's going to pit, but Allgaier is.
Wow.
Yeah, Justin giving up a
Allgaier. Reddick's coming in, I see.
All right, so more strategy, Josh.
Yeah, and the 7 of Justin Allgaier said it feels like he's loaded down into the track, so they're going to try and give him an air pressure adjustment to help him get off the splitter, guys.
Tyler Reddick making a stop.
No tires. Little damage repair from getting put in the wall there early in the race.
Saw a quick look at our Toyota onboard camera with Reddick, who will be driving that 24 next Saturday in Las Vegas for Sam Hunt Racing. 2 cars full-time this year for Sam. There's our Toyota onboard. Working on the left front. Under caution for the 2nd time. We're going to have a fun little shootout to end stage 1 when we return to Fontana. It's cold, but a gorgeous evening in Southern California. Ready for a restart here to end stage 1 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, delayed from yesterday. A little prime time on the East Coast.
We're going to have a quick little short run to the end of the stage. You got some guys with tires, a 7 back there, I think, so closest to the front with tires. And
he's way back, though.
I don't think he'll get all the way up there.
If you're him, no way you go a lap down. Do you just ease around here and then gain the track position staying out at the end of the stage?
Possibly. But if you're up front here with these guys, you go racing.
Yes, you do. 4 wide in the corner. Cole Custer, 0-0 outside, has the lead off of turn 2.
So he's trying to break the draft there. A little 3 wide here.
It's Austin Dillon, 10 car creeping in the picture. He hasn't really been up there so far today.
Yeah.
Seems like he's starting to figure out his race car and get to the front.
Won this race 2016, driving for RCR. This weekend, the 10 for Team Collie. A couple of guys in the top 10 that haven't hit it. John Hunter Nemechek, Parker Kligerman, looking to get stage points and have that extra set of tires. 3 to go.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a big win. It's going to be hard for the 20 to hang on to a top 10 spot. He's kind of got a gaggle of cars behind him. It's going to be a little tough. That would be a huge win if he can get a couple stage points out of it and then come put tires on, but that'll be tough for him.
Yeah, good battle here. Hemrick just ran the top.
98 Riley Herbst, 16 Chandler Smith, and tucked in right behind him, Hemrick, and here comes Sheldon Creed.
Yeah, that's the bad thing, you know, that Herbst was going for third, didn't quite clear the 16 off the corner, and now he's in trouble of losing another spot, you know, to the 11 after going for third. Now he's going to be back in fifth.
And look out, here comes Sheldon Creed with a run off the top there. He's going to get to his back bumper before he gets in the corner.
How about Riley Herbst ran his first ever Cup race in the Daytona 500, finished top 10. He had a top 10 first truck start of his career, first Xfinity start of his career, and also his first Cup start. And oh, by the way, it was in the Daytona 500. It's going to be 1 lap to go in the stage. Herbst's teammate Cole Custer showing the way over Austin Hill.
He ran a 73.
And so the strategy is going to work out for Cole Custer, Austin Hill, Chandler Smith, Hemrick, all these guys that put tires on. It's going to work out for him now. But you got to watch the whole race to see if it works out at the end of the day.
A year ago, he won stage 2. Went on to win the race. Today, the green and white checkers to end stage 1 goes to Cole Custer. Career stage win number 18.
It looks like Nemechek held on to 9th, so he got a couple stage points out of it, so that part's pretty good for him.
And Kligerman hangs on to 10th, so he keeps the tires, gets 1 stage point. 10 stage points to that guy, Cole Custer. He wins the opening stint of the race. Stage 1 complete. It's part 2 of our NASCAR doubleheader in Fontana, California. Second race of the season for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Rain delayed from yesterday. Cole Custer wins the stage. Some strategy for Justin Allgaier, who pits at lap 29 and then coasts around saving tires. Listen to them on the radio.
I'm almost confident I could have won you that stage, buddy.
10-4, not the plan.
Yeah, 10-4. That was 50%.
Allgaier said, I came to race. Thank you very much. He wanted to be turned loose there.
He wants to go. I mean, I see the strategy here, right? Put the tires on right around, save them to where you have 5 laps on your tires, but there are 5 easy laps on your tires. It's still, I mean, you're still going fast. You're still wearing them out. It's not as good as new tires, but it's a way to try to leapfrog some track position here.
There's like 5 or 6 drivers that still have not made a pit stop. And they absolutely cannot wait to come down here and get some tires. The top 8 pitted at lap 17. Use those fresh tires to gain some good stage points, and undoubtedly they'll come back down here for set number 2.
No, not only tires, but work on their cars.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't even been able to put a wrench in the window, so we'll see. What are they saying down there, Regan?
Well, riding the 11 car, Daniel Hemrick, he did get those tires earlier on, and he is still struggling with the handling just a little bit in 4th place right now. He's waiting on the front end of that car. When he goes to the gas pedal, it finally turns, but he's got to wait too long. And the 2 is Sheldon Creed. That car got looser after his first set of tires, decided that they want to tighten it up even more than what they have already. Josh?
Well, your stage 1 winner, Cole Custer, has led 14 laps with that car. He said it's still a little too tight. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment to help him out. As far as the 21 of Austin Hill, he was saying it was getting a little too tight at the 3/4 mark and then snappy loose, so they're going to help him out with a little turn, and they're going to give him 4 tires and fuel as well, guys.
And the race off pit road goes to the man that let him in, Cole Custer. Austin Hill, the second out. Hemrick picks up a spot. A few drivers staying on track. Allgaier as anticipated. Jeremy Clements, his teammate Justin's teammate Sam Mayer, also staying out there.
What do you say we dial up the stage 1 winner, Cole Custer? Hey, Cole Custer, Blaney, Logano, and Adam Alexander in the booth. You got me.
Can't really get going.
I think you talked over all those people.
I talked over them. Awesome.
Welcome to the team.
Try it one more time. Hey, Cole Custer, Blaney, Logano, and Adam Alexander in the booth. You got me?
Yep, I got you guys.
Well, you won the first stage, kind of looking like last year when you dominated. What's the racetrack been doing? What have you been feeling as your first laps on this racetrack? And after you guys got tires, you know, you didn't save a set for the end. Some guys did. How do you think that's going to play in later?
Oh, well, hopefully we don't get too many cautions later on. You know, I mean, we didn't think that we're going to have to use that set later. So I think I have full faith in JT down there. I think he made a smart move there. And lucky, you know, good thing we got the stage win. But overall, I mean, our car is pretty good. You know, can't thank Production Alliance being on the car and Ford. Ford Mustang was pretty solid. So just got to keep it going and hopefully keep this clean air.
Well, the Mustang looks good up front. Hopefully you can keep it up there. Good luck, and we'll be watching.
Thank you, guys.
He mentioned JT. That's his crew chief, Jonathan Toney, who made a nice call there and has got his driver in position. And it's been a long day for everyone, including those back in Charlotte, hanging out in the studio. Let's go there now. What's up, Shannon?
Hey there, Adam. Yeah, it's been a great day. Doubleheader here on Fox and, of course, on FS2. Getting ready for stage 2 out there at Fontana in the Xfinity Series. Let's get you caught up on how things have gone down so far with some race highlights, why don't we? Of course, these guys had to wait an extra day, and things got racy pretty early.
They wasted no time. You see Tyler Reddick getting to the outside of Sam Mayer. A little bit of contact, but both of those cars were able to continue on, Larry.
And Daniel Hemrick, he wasted no time in that 11 car. Started 35th, made his way to finish 4th at the end of the stage 1.
And the man that we just talked to, Cole Custer, used a little bit of strategy, pitted under that competition caution, was able to get by Austin Hill, take the lead, and they've been able to maintain that lead through these pit stops.
Second caution, Gray Galding in that 08 car. He gets in the wall, and this continues to set up some different strategy for different teams.
John Hunter Nemechek, Cole Custer. Cole Custer, the stage 1 winner, but John Hunter Nemechek and Cole Custer have been the lap leaders so far in this race out there at Fontana. And, hey, listen, Ryan, we heard what you had to say about the promo out there and how they didn't put you on there. So we've taken care of that, my friend. This is the Ryan Blaney Race Day Studios, okay? So,
and by the way, I love how you guys set up the strategy. They'll either pit or they'll either stay out. I love it.
One or the other, right?
Just take a shot. Just take a shot, Larry.
Larry, you did that for decades. I mean, you only had 2 choices. I mean, what do you expect?
This from the man. This from the man who says, hey, if you follow the leader, you'll just follow the leader. He's taking shots at us. This is spectacular.
Well, there you go. It's Ryan Blaney Race Day Studios. Just for you, Ryan. Here you go. You're welcome.
Thank
here
you all.
anytime.
I really appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. We love you.
Oh, boy. I'm glad the studio stayed around, huh? I mean, that really helped us out.
That's good. Make
Are
me
you
feel
happy
better
now?
after my bad day I had on the racetrack, so it's good.
Well, 1 to go. A little choose action here. Now you got so here's kind of how things set up here. You got the 7 as the leader, and he has 5 laps of easy running on his tires. The 51, I believe, has the same strategy.
Yep, and Mayer, the top 3, well, I say the top 3. The 7, the 51, and the 1 all did exactly the same thing.
And so I would expect the 00 or Cole Custer to make some big moves here on the start and be in the lead fairly quickly, I would assume. Now, the 7's a solid car, so we'll see how that plays out for him, but I still think it's still newer tires. He's probably going to get around with a fast car.
By the way, keep an eye. Brandon Jones, too many men over the wall, so they had an issue on their pit stop. We'll follow his progress. Right now, our scoring monitor is showing him 2 laps down. And hey, when we get back around, Sun, what kind of an impact is that as it sets?
Looks like it's almost out of the way now, but I remember running here a long time ago when we used to run these night races.
Yep.
His memories are coming back to me right now by running at nighttime in Fontana. It's awesome. But the windshield gets pitted so bad. The sun is usually really bad, but now that you see it's behind the grandstands, I think the driver's visibility will be just fine.
Allgaier outside lane. That's Clements to his left. Keep an eye. 2nd row inside. Cole Custer's got the freshest tires.
There we go,
Yep.
3 wide to the bottom, the 21 with him with the same tires.
Hemrick trying to squeeze through in the 3rd lane. He restarted 6th behind the 1 and the 7, so he's trying to make quick use of his tires. He pitted with the 00 and the 21.
You see Cole was able to just wrap the bottom there. Hard to compete against brand new tires.
Clear by 4 to the top, finish your corner.
Whoa.
Hold your line, 1 on each one.
Gosh, Sam Mayer, that strategy did pay out for him. He's having a big handful right now, just will not fire off.
And once you lose that track position and you have older tires, game over, right? At that point, you just get swallowed up by the field, and they just keep passing you left side and right side. You gotta hold on to the track position the best you can, like Allgaier is able to do, right? He's at a disadvantage, but he got through the first couple laps. That's what you gotta do. You get through the first couple laps, everything spreads out a little bit. You can run your line. You might lose 1 or 2 more spots as it goes along, but the big losses of losing 10 spots after getting loose, that is gone.
That's what Nemechek did earlier, right? I mean, he was able to hang around long enough that he could make it pay. Mentioned Sam Mayer drifting back, Sheldon Creed in the 2. Ooh, no contact.
No.
No contact.
Oh, well, maybe we
I
spoke
still don't
too
think
soon.
he made contact.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I can tell you he felt it, though.
He felt like he was getting hit in the left rear.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, this is not good.
Oh,
Josh
Boy's
Berry.
a big hit.
Oh, my
goodness.
Wow,
What a save. Yes, he keeps it off the wall, basically.
Oh.
I was so nervous.
Oh, my God.
That was going to be one of the biggest wrecks. And he did an amazing job getting it spun back, standing in the gas, and with minimal damage for what that could have been.
I want to know
incredible.
what happened before that, because this has got to go back a little ways, right? They're racing for 9th.
You see the 2 with Sheldon Creed on the bottom. Josh Berry with a run behind him, throws the block, and just mistiming on stuff, it looks like. But this is where I thought this angle here. Yeah, I mean, it's just racing. Right here, oh gosh, I was so nervous for him.
Look at him. Full throttle. Probably still in fourth gear. Those tires actually aren't spinning that fast, but
yeah,
he was able to get them spinning. And I mean, that's some decent damage.
Yep.
Way less than what it could have been.
That's enough damage that's probably going to hurt him for the rest of the day. And they got to get those hood flaps. You see the hood flaps blew out of it. But wow, he's
still running though.
He could have been really sore tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's going to be all right.
Hey, by the way, I want to clean something up on Brandon Jones. I mentioned the fact they had too many men over the wall. Then I noticed he's 2 laps down. He gets the free pass here to get one of those laps back. The reason they had too many men over the wall, they were changing a battery, which is why he lost the 2 laps. So the too many men over the wall by design to make the change. He gets the free pass. He's back to 1 lap down. 10 laps in to stage number 2. And, well, the music tells the story here. After further review, the sun is a factor in Fontana, California.
It looks like it to me. I mean, I told you.
Well, in fairness, I asked you guys, what role does the sun play after the shot got down below the billboards and you couldn't really see the sun? So
I don't know. Well, here it is again. This is a good angle. Josh Berry coming off the top with some momentum, goes to make a 3-wide move. Sheldon decides to try to block it. It just doesn't work.
We've had a few drivers come down the pit lane. Sheldon Creed obviously spent a lot of time there. What's the latest, Regan?
Well, and we see Sheldon Creed. They're getting that race car patched up right now. Some issues with it, some tape that they're trying to get on holes. But more importantly, the 26 car Kaz Grella, when that green flag came out on that most recent restart, a fuel pressure issue on that car, a good break for them that the caution came right back out again immediately afterwards. And the 10 car of Austin Dillon, keep an eye on him on the restarts here. A little bit of trouble getting that car into gear right now. The difference between the Cup car and obviously Xfinity car and different feelings there. A little work with that. And Ryan and Joey, he's having another problem in the car with his helmet fogging up. I don't know if that means it's too hot or too cold right now.
Fogging up, you might wonder if he just doesn't have any air going to his helmet.
Yeah, these helmets, they click closed and they're pretty vacuum sealed tight. And a lot of, for me, when it's cold outside and you're breathing hot air, it fogs your inside of your visor up. So we have little helmet fans that actually will usually fix that problem, but maybe he doesn't want to run it because it's so cold outside. He doesn't want to freeze his head. Freeze his head.
And I choose vision and cold. So if I had to pick.
There's our Ford onboard camera with Cole Custer.
You see his helmet vent up top there, and it blows down. There you go, Blaney on the telestrator here.
Yeah,
and then it blows down right in front of his eyes, and that's right onto his shield, which helps keep his shield clear of fog.
So Ryan telestrates information about what's happening in the race. Joey just puts numbers on highlighting his career success.
I tell you, I don't know why I have so many friends.
So now, you have Allgaier restarting fourth. He's on those handful of lap older tires. But now we've had a cycle. You run a handful of laps, we cycle the tires, those guys with stickers. It kind of equals them out a little bit. So we'll see how Allgaier is able to hang now that everyone around him has some more laps on their stuff. And I think that always kind of levels the playing field a little bit.
Hey, we look around this racetrack, and our team has been spectacular. I mean, back and forth, East Coast to West Coast, and putting up with the weather this weekend. Long day today for everyone. We say thank you as we return to the green flag here in Stage 2.
And refiring on a couple lap tires. We talk about how much tire wear there is. I like the top lane even more on a refire with older tires. See 7 able to just kind of blend there. He's still at a disadvantage with tires there.
Crossover mid-pack. Sammy Smith, the rookie.
Yeah, Sammy Smith grabbed a handful of wheel, went left. Josh Berry kind of cleared himself to the top lane, and Sammy took the run and
whoa,
had a good save there too.
And it's just so intense. These restarts are so intense. There's so much going on, and you got to get what you can while you can get it, right? I mean, this is the biggest opportunity to grab 2, 3, 4 spots in one corner at times.
How about these 3 youngsters, the 18, 16, and the 1 of Sam Mayer? None of them afraid, not a lot of experience, but right in the middle of the mix, and, well, they're bringing the 98 of Riley Herbst into the conversation.
And one thing you see, and now look at the one of Sam Mayer gets the grass. Did you see that down on the bottom? Real low. I was saying at night here, you start to see the bumps a little bit more.
I was just about to say that, yeah. Really shows you on restart. It's more on stickers, right? Right after pit stop, air pressures are low. You'll really see the sparks as the racetrack continues. As nighttime comes, you'll really be able to see it, actually how low these cars are.
Got to report Raja Karuth having brake problems. He slid back through the field, scored in the 33rd position, driving the 45 for Alpha Prime. And here's Raja here.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, it's slick down there.
It's slick. There's a couple bumps with a lot of sealer.
And you saw him, how much he had to play with the throttle. I mean, he's just, just barely touching the throttle on the bottom of the racetrack, and it snaps out like that. That's how tricky this place is and how it can bite you really easily and sneak up on you.
And not to mention, guys, you're still going really, really fast here, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's completely sideways, hands all the way to the right, and you're still going almost 200 miles an hour down into the corner.
See Brandon Jones there in the 9. He's 1 lap down. He'd like a caution right now before Custer starts lapping guys so he can get the free pass. That would put him back on the lead lap. Had to make the battery change earlier. Right now scored 37th of 38. Greg Galding out of the race, brought out our first caution for incident of the day.
I don't see Hemrick's car being as strong this run. You know, he was running 3rd or 4th, had that caution, restarted. You know, he's in jeopardy of losing 6th here to Sammy Smith. I'm not sure. You know, the nighttime temperatures, the track's going to change. You know, it's going to go through a swing. So the teams, as the temperatures cool down and the track gets maybe a little bit quicker, they're going to have to be on their toes here for this next pit stop to where they can really make adjustments.
I'd say the other side of that, Josh Berry is starting to pick off some spots. I mean, he was running back there 7th, 8th, 10th, somewhere in that neighborhood, and now the 8 car for Junior Motorsports inside the top 5. Berry won 3 races last year, made the championship 4 as an organization. They won 15 times. 3 for Berry, 3 for that guy, Justin Allgaier, both made the championship 4. 8 wins last year for Noah Gragson, who's running for Rookie of the Year in Cup this season. And Kyle Larson also won a race. And here comes Allgaier. Obviously, there is an issue here. Under green, 16 to go in the stage. What's up, Josh?
Right now coming into pit, and the team is going to need to make some adjustments, get those tires early. And you heard him earlier in the race talk about the fact that they were kind of gambling and he wasn't going full percent. They have a plan, and let's see if this is part of their plan, guys.
I don't see this as being part of a plan at all. This is an unscheduled pit stop. Something he must have felt is wrong.
Might have a loose wheel, thought a tire was going down.
He was running 4th. We've gotten a report now that he did have a vibration.
Oh, and he stalled it.
Stalled it.
Yeah, he's lost a lap, and now this brings into question, you know, who's going to be in line for that free pass, because his teammate Brandon Jones was there. Now he loses a lap. We'll monitor that situation. All of this happening with 15 laps to go in stage 2.
That's crazy. You know, Allgaier was hanging in there. I mean, he was 4th. You know, he was staying with those guys who had a little bit fresher tires than him. I thought his car was good, and just something like that is, you know, an unfortunate situation for those guys.
I mean, that's what NASCAR racing's about these days, right? You just got to be perfect all the time, whether you're the driver, the crew chief calling the race, or the pit crew changing the tires. You cannot afford to make mistakes, especially in short races like this, right? I mean, I get it's 150 laps and he has time to recover possibly, but you're giving up points, you're giving up track position. It's going to take all day to get back up there.
Hemrick back to 9th, Regan.
Daniel Hemrick still struggling with the front end of that race car as he's been sliding back slightly since the restart. Team checked with him, said it's very tight still, but they also checked with him on that leg. Remember, the right leg that is injured. He said right now it's just comfortable. He's basically playing through the pain. Said it doesn't feel great, but it's as comfortable as it can be.
Yeah, I mean, just such a tough situation for him. The injury happened while he was working out late in the week, and so you come here, no practice, no qualifying, really no opportunity to try and adapt. I mean, he's doing it on the fly, and he's had a fast race car from 35th to the top 5, and now riding 9th, but going to lose that position, it would appear, to the 98 of Riley Herbst.
He's really been falling off here the last few laps. That car's really tanking on him here the last, seems like 10 to 12 laps or so. You see they're just stacked up behind him, one after another. Here comes Reddick underneath him now.
Yeah, and hey, Sheldon Creed right behind him too. Let's give a call to them involved in that crash. He stays on the lead lap inside the top 15. That is really, really impressive. Mason Brett Moffitt there in the 25, and give them a call too. Moffitt having a nice evening here in Southern California. 12 to go. Stage 2, Custer and Hill, the top 2. We keep it side by side from Fontana. Inside of 10 laps to go in our second stage, and there's a problem here with the 8 of Josh Berry, so we're under caution for the 5th time. And bad news for him, good news for his teammate Justin Allgaier, who was the first car 1 lap down. He will get the free pass here, and likely with the field tightening up, Brandon Jones will get the free pass at the end of the stage. So a couple of junior motorsports drivers going to benefit from the misfortune of another.
Yeah, gosh, that's the 3rd junior motorsports car to have an issue tonight. Like you said, the 7's going to get the lucky dog. 9 will probably get it here at the stage break, but hopefully they can recover. But junior motorsports has had some pretty bad stretches here the last few runs, just getting some bad luck from Brandon Jones's battery, the 7's loose wheel, and now we're not sure what happened to the 8, but it looks like he got into the wall a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, you saw when they were showing the 8, there was no Goodyear lettering on the right side tires. That's usually a telltale sign of contact with the blue wall.
If you were going to rename this track, it would be something very complex, right? It wouldn't be something as simple as Smith. But the Smiths, they're doing a really good job tonight. Both of them sing this place for the very first time. They're running for Rookie of the Year for their respective teams, Colleague and Joe Gibbs Racing. Chandler and Sammy, a combined 38. You see what they've accomplished in their career. Very impressive here tonight.
Very young drivers, too. You see 18 and 20 years old.
How about it?
Smith.
Yeah,
funny.
They've done good. We talked earlier, Sammy Smith has a really fast car. He's got the 3rd. That car seems to just be getting better and better.
Josh Berry making a pit stop. A couple of others coming down as well, Regan.
Yeah, Adam, he had reported right before that caution right there that he was involved in that car. It got very loose just prior to that. As the spin happened, he told the guys, sorry, guys, it just got out from underneath me.
He comes down here and gets the tires. I want to go back and clarify. We were talking about Sheldon Creed. He's had an unbelievable recovery, going to be in position here to get some stage points. One of the reasons they've had their recovery, as we talked about during the break, they got those tires. But in any event, really, really good job by the 2 bunch of making something out of a very difficult situation. The driver from RCR is 8th right now.
Super impressive. He should be in the infield care center right now.
Yes.
He's racing still. Impressive. And in the top 10.
Another fun finish coming here to end the stage. Going to be less than 5 to go when we go green after the break. Getting ready for the restart. Going to be 5 laps to go. Stage 2, front row. Cole Custer, John Hunter Nemechek. I like this.
You got some fast cars up front. John Hunter, Cole Custer, Sammy Smith in the 18.
Yeah,
Austin Hill in the 21. These are fast race cars.
Sammy Smith on the front row here. Nemechek goes high side behind Custer.
18 spun the tires just a little bit. You know, we talked about the top is, I think, the preferred lane on older stuff. He did a good job of covering, but his initial launch, he spun the tires a little bit. Ooh, Chandler Smith gave the 21 a little shot there off of 2.
Here comes Sheldon Creed with that tore up race car. Able to get going. He's got a little bit newer tires than these guys. Not much, but a little bit.
Parker Kligerman got a stage point, stage 1, in position to get some points here. He is scored 5th right now.
Parker's like the top side of the racetrack tonight. You know, he's been up there a lot. I mean, especially on the restarts, and everyone dives to the bottom of 3 and 4. Heck yeah, you're going to take that, you know, clean air up top and get big runs, and he's done a very good job of that tonight.
Yeah, you feel like Kligerman needed a bounce back because there was a lot of anticipation for him in that 48 after last week, and things didn't go their way, and had a couple of run-ins, and here he is making some hay.
I'd say you're seeing a good comeback right now.
For the lead.
And this is what's so much fun about Fontana is you get different lanes going right here. Not as many lane options down here at 1 and 2. It's kind of the three top lanes are kind of the ones you want to be in. You can tell the lanes by the seams there, right? So the top 3 lanes are kind of the ones you want to be in. But when you get down to 3 and 4, the other end of the racetrack, it's wall to grass. You pick.
Hey, there's a long way to go in this race, but you feel like Nemechek and Custer are going to be very much a part of the mix throughout.
Nemechek, Custer. I think Sammy Smith has something too. He's kind of closing in on these guys, you know, as they run here. I think these 3 guys are the best. Allgaier, he's got back on the lead lap. He's up to 13th. He has a little bit fresher tires than everybody else when he made his green flag stop. He's still in this thing. I think he can still kind of be a player in this.
But for those guys up front, how much can you learn about one another and how you handle these situations that would then maybe transfer late in the race when all the money's on the line?
Oh, absolutely. They're learning each other's moves on these restarts one after another, right? It evolves. The drivers are evolving. They're getting smarter every time. They're learning what their cars can and cannot do, and they're working these moves on someone. And when you get beat by a move, you're not going to let it happen 2 times. So you have to keep changing up your restarts because late in the race, a late race restart, they're ready for that move. They're looking for it.
How is this possible? These stages are 35 laps. Final lap to go right here. Allgaier, unscheduled pit stop, over halfway through the stage, loses a lap, gets the free pass, and oh, by the way, he's going to get some stage points here. This is a remarkable comeback within this stage as Custer leads him off of 2.
Tires are big. He's going to get a couple more, I think, before the end of the stage.
And the other teammate, Brandon Jones, a lap down, should get the free pass here at the end of the stage.
Here comes your push. You're clear.
This for 6th. Herbst, Creed, and Mayer. And Allgaier right there with those fresh tires.
3-1.
And all of that happening 4 seconds behind Cole Custer, who is going to hang on and win stage 2. Custer gets the sweep. You know, only one driver has swept both stages here and gone on to win the race. His name, Joey Logano, 2018. And let's pay it off. Allgaier gets to 6th, gets 5 stage points. Heck of a rally for the driver out of Illinois. Final stage coming up.
With the state of the bloodline in question, how will Roman Reigns handle the situation with Jey Uso? Plus, Rhea Ripley steps into the ring against the unhinged Liv Morgan. An all-new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Fox.
We look forward to that. We also look forward to the finish here in Fontana, California with the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday evening, and thanks for hanging with us. With Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, I'm Adam Alexander, Josh Sims, Regan Smith on pit road, Shannon Spake, Jamie McMurray, America's crew chief Larry McReynolds hanging in the studio. It's been a long day of NASCAR, but boy, has it been worth it. Cup race unbelievable earlier today. So many storylines. Kyle Busch gets the win, first for RCR since making the move in the offseason. And now these Xfinity cars, a day late, but boy, they're getting after it as well. So far, it's been the Cole Custer show. Wins both stages. He's led 45 of 72 laps, and he'll be the first on pit road here. He has executed on track. We'll see if the crew can do it on the pit lane. It's Custer, Nemechek, Sammy Smith, Dillon, and Kligerman. Here they come, Regan.
Adam, Austin Dillon's car really seems to be coming to life for him right now. Just a little bit too tight on corner exit of turns 3 and 4, but they're going to leave it alone. They're expecting this track to continue freeing up some as it continues to cool off. And the 2 car is Sheldon Creed. That car had been loose all night long up until that spin that we saw and the damage that he got that they had to repair. Right now, just a little on the tight side. Josh?
Well, Cole Custer in the double zeros led the most laps so far. He said he fired off really well, but as the run went along, he began to lose the right rear, so they're going to try and make an adjustment to help him out. As far as the 20 of John Hunter Nemechek, just his second stop of the day. He said he was a little loose on exit, making it tough for him to get back onto the throttle, guys.
First off pit road, Sammy Smith, the 18, getting it done. Custer going to lose at least 2 positions, maybe 3 here. So we're going to recycle things at the front.
The 20 lost some spots too. He had a tough pit stop. So yeah, we'll have to see. 00 and 20 having to come from a little bit mid-pack.
Great comeback in stage 2. We talked about it for Justin Allgaier. Had a vibration, unscheduled pit stop. Inside of 20 laps to go on the stage, he pits, loses a lap, gets a caution, gets the free pass, gets stage points, and he's right back in the game.
Yeah, let's check in with Justin Allgaier. Justin Allgaier, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Adam Alexander up here at the Fox booth. You got us? Maybe not. Try again. Allgaier, Logano in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, buddy, go ahead.
Well, you've had a very eventful day. We think your car is fast, but it seems like you've been off strategy, doing different things. You've green flag pit stop, still getting stage points. You've been all over the place. You happy to be on the same schedule as everybody else now?
Well, you know, sometimes you got to be a little different. Makes life a little more interesting and more fun. But so far, really proud of everybody here on our brand professional agriculture 70th anniversary car. Just got speed, you know, and we're able to manage the traffic the way we want to and do the pit stops the way we want to. Just seems like we can't get ahead tonight. So, you know, we know if we can get up here and get some clean air, I think we got plenty of speed to be able to go race these guys and battle for a win. So, like I said, proud of everybody at Junior Motorsports, Chevrolet, Hendrick Engine Department. We're trying to be as fast as Xfinity 10G, but we're not quite there yet.
Well, it seems like you're right. What Larry Mack says, you just follow the leader if you follow the leader. So you're doing different things. You can't be better if you don't do things differently. So you're definitely winning the different thing today.
Amen to that, buddy. Have a great day.
Hey, I'm never going to live down that I called out Larry Mack on that. I'm also never going to live down that I jumped right in the camera shot when you were talking. I mean, I'm trying to get the running order coming off of turn 4. I jump right up in the window, and I mean, Blaney's about to lose it over here laughing at me.
Even the most professional people mess up every now and then.
I mean, we just want TV time. I get it. He wants some FaceTime.
That's
I get it.
It makes us feel better when you mess up, because we do it all the time. So.
All right, so hey, let's go. This is what I was checking on. Where is everybody in the running order? Among them, John Hunter Nemechek, as you documented, Ryan, he had some problems on pit road. So let's go back and check out what happened here with his stop. And Josh, you were down there covering it, so did you see anything?
Ooh. And as you guys see, an issue on the left side of the car with the jack, man. He had trouble getting that up, and that really cost him on pit road as he came out 18th after going in second, guys.
Man. Yeah, it looks like there's an issue with the jack. You see him, he jacks it up, it seeps down. He jacked it up again, it seeps back down again. An issue with the jack.
By the way, Josh Berry stayed out. He last pitted at lap 63, so he's got some older tires, but he's got track position. And as you guys have talked about, on those older tires, give me the high lane, that's what he does. Sheldon Creed goes with him. Sammy Smith, who was the first off pit road, goes to the inside. He'll restart on the front road.
I tell you, I did not expect this race to turn into so much of a strategy race with tires. All these cautions and stuff have really changed up the game as we go into the third stage here. We've been saying it though, Blaney, that 18 car, Sammy Smith.
Yeah, he's going to have clean air, hopefully, if he gets a good restart.
That car's a hoss.
Yeah.
Young driver, 18 years old, right?
Yep.
He is, yeah, he's 18. Hadn't turned 19 yet. Johnstown, Iowa. Now our Toyota top performers. So you got the 18-year-old from Johnston. Kaz Gralla is up there driving the 26. He's fought through some adversity tonight, driving for Sam Hunt Racing. Tyler Reddick, the second entry for Sam in the 24, is 13th, doing double duty today. Joe Graff Jr. driving for Gibbs for the first time in his career. And I'll tell you who's going to be the driver to watch on this restart and as the run continues, John Hunter Nemechek. Got to come from behind after the pit issues. We'll see if he can get it done. And also Cole Custer. He lost some positions on pit road as well. We'll restart right there in the back portion of the top 5.
Yeah, and you brought Nemechek. He's back in 17th with a fast race car as well. So they'll get back up there, I'm sure. May take some time. They'll need another caution for sure.
74 laps to go as we begin the final stage in Fontana, California.
So Austin Hill has the opportunity to go 3 wide. He takes it.
So does Custer. Custer shoots the middle in between Chandler Smith and Sheldon Creed. You know, and Custer knows who his competition is. You know, I mean, he's raced around the fast guys all night. You know, he knows the 18's fast. He knows the 7's fast, the 20. You know, so he's got to make some moves here. He's got to make up for a little slower pit stop. And try to get to the front, not let anybody get away from him.
He showed last year, Sammy Smith did, that he has speed, he has talent, and we saw that racing at the lower levels. But boy, to be in this position, first time here, is remarkable, and he's managing it so well. Leading the veteran Josh Berry, and behind him, it is a mess.
You saw Cole Custer. He took the gamble. It's a risk to go all the way down to the way bottom there. He was 4 wide on the bottom. If he was able to clear his way up, he was going to pass a bunch of cars. Instead, he was slow all the way down the back straightaway and lost 4 or 5 spots.
Yeah, now look, I mean, the progress that John Hunter Nemechek's passed him now. I mean, John Hunter's made really good progress, you know, up a handful of spots. So, and that was the Double Zero's biggest competition, I thought, before, besides the 18, before that last caution. So, John Hunter's had a really good restart, and Cole has not had the best of restarts.
And it's so inviting. Look how nobody's down on the bottom here in 1 and 2. It's so inviting to go down there. You want to take that risk so bad. But if it doesn't work, we saw what just happened to Cole Custer. You lose a lot of spots. So you got to think risk versus reward. It's tempting, but you can't do it.
And now we're hearing Custer starting to back up. Maybe an issue there, not sure. We'll continue to follow his progress.
Well, this is kind of the first time he has not had clean air on the nose of that Double Zero. So I think that's probably a piece of it too. He's got to get used to what his car is like in dirty air, what lanes are working. All these other drivers been learning on every other restart about how to race other cars and how to pass them. He's been in the lead the whole time.
Hey, we're giving love to Sammy Smith. Chandler continues to impress, driving the 16. 3 starts last year in Xfinity competition, but so good driving in the Craftsman Truck Series for Kyle Busch. He's now in a Chevrolet after driving those Toyota Tundras, and he has been really good. Solid last week at Daytona, just kept his nose clean, top 15, and doing it again tonight in Fontana, California.
Hey, he's leading the way for the Colleague group right now, in front of Austin Dillon, in front of Hemrick. I mean, he's doing a really good job with some, great teammates.
Well, and you think about what that team did last year with A.J. Allmendinger, win the regular season championship, and such a player throughout the year, winning 5 times. So that's a connection, no doubt, that is not surprising when you consider their background. Sammy Smith leading Josh Berry, and this gaggle here for the 8th position. Dillon up top, in the middle is Nemechek, and the 00 starting to rally. Cole Custer trying to put himself back toward the top 5.
He wanted to get up in front of those guys. He just couldn't get there in time.
69 remaining for the NASCAR Xfinity Series in Fontana. Let's crank it up.
Nothing out the rear, just you racing the 4. Obviously, he just stumbled you both, so being smart with it. Even. 1/4 clear. By 2. 2.5.
Down now to 67 laps to go. 6 different drivers have led this race. A couple of them from Joe Gibbs Racing, and right now it's the youngster Sammy Smith. 8 laps out front, and behind him, rivalry renewed. Josh Berry, Sheldon Creed. They had a run-in earlier, and now they're battling for the runner-up position.
I don't know if it should be a rivalry. It seemed like the two, they're racing each other like that. But, I kind of think the two chopped them a little bit, and that's where it started from.
18's overheating. 18's pushing water. He must have trash on the grill. He's slowing down.
He might have to let somebody go and try to get behind him. Oh, he's losing water. Can't do that for long. He's going to have to try to tuck in tight here.
Josh Berry drives by. Sheldon Creed going to take advantage.
There we go.
Oh, he got it.
He got it off, but gosh, I wonder how much water he lost.
Creed split the middle, and he takes over the top spot. That was impressive.
Oh, look at him.
Wow.
Well, he got that piece of debris off, and he's going.
That car is that fast.
Oh, my
Holy
goodness.
crap. That was incredible. He's still got to race it, but the move he just made there was impressive.
All 3 of them, and look who's coming behind him. Allgaier's rallied back to the top 5 here.
I think the 8 had the 2 jacked up, and the 18 jacked the 8 up. And they were all, and the 18 just drove back by him. That was an impressive move by Sammy Smith. Getting the debris off. Brandon Jones.
Oh, there goes the splitter. That's some wet grass down there.
Brandon Jones got the free pass, restarted 35th. It worked his way to the top 15, and now this. 7th caution of the night.
That's bad right there. Oh, not clear.
That's Tyler Reddick in the 24.
Yeah, that's one of those weird situations to where, the spotter was maybe kind of hesitant. Brandon was a little hesitant, and the door closed, and Tyler was there.
Yeah, you see Tyler, he tried to lift for him. It's not Tyler's responsibility to lift for the guy that's coming up on him, right? And that's a tough spot for the spotters to see. Think about the spotters. They're on the grandstands looking right at him. That's kind of tough.
Let's go back and check this out. This was remarkable.
Yeah, this is where Sammy Smith is overheating, so he's letting these guys go. He gets right behind them. boom, you see the garbage come off the grill. Now watch this stuff.
Yeah. So the 8's going to pack air on the 2. The 18 is going to pack air on the 8. Get him loose. 18 is going to drive by both of them.
Thank you. What's been the most impressive
That
thing
was awesome.
about Sammy Smith tonight? Because I feel like he's done a little bit of everything.
You know, I think he's done a good job being patient. We seen right off the bat that 18 car is a rocket ship, and he kind of held his cars there for a minute. And I think that's just being a rookie and new to this racetrack and figuring out what lanes work, what lanes don't. And over time, you've seen him just methodically move through the field a little bit. Now he's showing his full hand, right? Now he's racing better. He knows what lanes work, what lanes don't. And now the fast car and a good driver, and it's all working now. And he just had to give him some time, right? You got to have a little, like I said, give those guys a little bit of grace. They didn't have any practice. He's a rookie at a very hard racetrack to get around.
Pit road is open. You're not in your window to be able to go the distance from here when it comes to fuel. So do you pit and give up the track position, get you some tires or not? And it's a mixed bag.
Yep.
Sammy Smith is coming. Josh Berry, a little older on his tires, and stayed out last time. He comes down. Looks like John Hunter Nemechek going to make a stop as well, Regan.
Adam, it was a very late call for Josh Berry to pit there. A little bit of question mark if they wanted to or not in terms of the track position. Ultimately, Taylor Moyer decided to go ahead and make the pit stop. That car very fast. Remember, older tires on that whole run. Josh?
Speaking of fast cars, 18-year-old Sammy Smith in the 18 has been making a great run here. His only complaint, just a little free when he's out front, but he said otherwise the car is really good. They're not going to make any adjustments, just going to get some tires and fuel.
Here's something to think about with some of these guys that made pit stops. They had an extra set because they had stayed out earlier when others pitted. So they played the game a little bit differently. Parker Kligerman on that list. The two guys you saw in from Joe Gibbs Racing, Smith and Nemechek, and also the one of Sam Mayer. So not surprising that they come and take advantage of that set of tires here in the final stage. It's been eventful in Fontana. 63 laps to go. Sheldon Creed is the race leader. with a SoCal showdown. Oh, this is not good.
Wow,
what a save. What a weekend it's been here in Southern California. Last time NASCAR going to race on this configuration in Fontana. Sheldon Creed leading despite nearly crunching the wall earlier. One of our 7 leaders tonight. We've had 10 different lead changes. 36 cars on the lead lap. We've had so many cautions that the front runner has not been able to put cars a lap down. So it's been a very competitive race in that regard. And the first 2 stages of the night won by Cole Custer. If he's going to get the sweep, he's got some work to do. He scored outside the top 5 right now. You know, I felt like a theme in a cup race with you guys earlier today was coming back from adversity. A lot of drivers had something go wrong either in the race, maybe weren't handling where they wanted it to be, speeding penalty, and they came back, including Kyle Busch, who's caught speeding, comes back and wins the race. We've had our fair share of issues in this race tonight with those that have battled back. And Rajah Caruth, we look at our Circle.com onboard camera. He's had some problems as well, but the youngster out of Washington, D.C., battling through some tough times. He's 31st right now. All right, we're going to go green with 60 laps to go. And out front of the field, the all-new Toyota GR Supra.
You know, you talk about adversity and these guys battle and need to come back through. It seems like they have adversity, but they're able to recover like 10 laps later. Right. You know, like it's happening so quickly with all these restarts and cautions and strategy jumbled up. I don't know who's really in the catbird seat to win this thing right now.
It's a long list. Creed in control right now.
Herbst just went low, kind of opened the door for Austin Hill to take the gut right down the center.
All those drivers that made pit stops restarted anywhere from 20th on back. Problems up front. And that's the 00 Cole Custer.
Ooh, lots of damage.
Into the wall. Look at the left rear. I mean, it is really crunched in.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there. I did not get a good glimpse of how that happened, but that is a ton of damage. One of the fastest cars on the racetrack, if not the fastest, the first part of the race.
They lost those 4 or 5 spots on pit road after they won stage 2, and then they just really could never find their rhythm.
Front went down. Wasn't down when it was cautioned.
Wow.
And maybe that's why we saw him struggling a little bit in that last run. You know, we saw him lose some spots, couldn't really go anywhere, and then, you know, you wonder if that right front was soft.
There you see him at the top of your screen, sparking already, right when it sparked, and that's probably the sway bar arm, meaning there's no air in the right front.
Austin Dillon.
Yeah, nothing he could do, right? I mean, you're all bunched up on a restart, and he had nowhere to go.
Yeah, you see it just take off. Yeah, he may have ran something under caution and kind of had a slow leaker, and you don't really notice it until you barrel it down into the corner. So on board. Obviously, the sound's not lighting up. That part of it was. So here you see his hands. Watch his hands just go straight to the left.
Yeah.
Grew up an hour from here. Had led 46 laps in the race tonight and was trying to win in his 3rd consecutive start in Fontana. Got it done 2019, didn't race here in 20, and won last year.
Austin Dillon's car is injured badly as well. I mean,
yeah,
you know, that's just as bad as Custer's really, and that's going to be tough to repair and be competitive, to be honest with you.
Well, we said there was a long list of drivers that could win it, and I would say both of these drivers could have made their way onto that list given the right circumstance. Unfortunately, as you said, both probably going to be eliminated from a chance to go to victory lane tonight with 58 laps to go and lots of damage. Caution waving for the 8th time.
That damage would be good at Martinsville, Blaney.
Yes, very good at Martinsville.
I cool that right front tire. Nice. We've seen a couple guys win a race like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Truex comes to mind.
Yeah, I think I ran second that night, so that was unfortunate.
That one stings still, doesn't it? You're welcome for bringing that back up.
Drivers, they don't forget. Ever. Ever. Just over 50 to go. It's been a fun night in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Sheldon Creed leading the way. It's been a fun night in Fontana, California. NASCAR Xfinity Series racing for the second time in 2023. Race leader with just north of 50 laps remaining is Sheldon Creed. And if you want to know about this race or the Cup race that happened earlier today, tune in all week long. It's NASCAR Race Hub, FS1, 6 p.m. Eastern time. And this is where we wanted to say, and Joey's going to be on Tuesday and Ryan will be on Wednesday with some of that expert analysis. And then we realized they're not on the schedule this week. And the only person we can promote on the show is me. And that's really not worth it. Okay. So
I'm really happy they got cartoon characters for you guys too. Yeah, now. Not just us. Good. They look great. Hero shots.
I actually look like I'm in way better shape than I really am.
Looks way better.
It does.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Let's get to the important stuff. How about this race? I mean, we've been all over the board, and now we get down to it. Sheldon Creed in control.
Sheldon, they fixed it up right for him. You know, we said he should be in the infield care center the way he almost hit the wall. What an amazing save. Good recovery, down a set of tires, but has the best car on the racetrack right now after they fixed that thing up. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, they definitely did. You know, and he was good before, but, you know, after that, you know, they made it a little bit better. Whatever they did, it's good. But, you know, you've seen a lot of people with problems tonight. You know, 00 just had problems. The 10, the 7's battled back. You know, the 8 is battled back. The 18 and the 8 are starting in the back with new tires. So we'll kind of see how they progress and come through the field. So it's building up to be a really good finish.
You mentioned the 7 of Justin Allgaier. Let's get a report there now. Here's Josh.
Yeah, you guys talk about the problems that the 7 has had. Well, a good news, bad news situation. He came over the radio, said the good news, I know what to do on the next restart. The bad news, that vibration is back. Remember, he had that vibration a little while ago that forced him to make an unscheduled pit, guys.
Yeah, and you know what? He keeps he stays consistent with his lane choice on these restarts. Doesn't want to bottom. He wants that outside lane behind Sheldon Creed. And let's go back to the third guy in that top lane. It's Austin Hill.
We got two more sets of stickers here in the pits for you, bud. I mean, just keep in the back of your mind. You know, we won last week, so we can try to make something happen.
When you're in the playoffs, you can roll the dice.
A lot of wheel spin from the 7. You see him squirming all over the place. Still with a good restart, though. Look at Austin Hill down the middle. He did this last time. He's doing it again. He forced a hole this time, though. There's no gift.
Look at that bottom lane. Chandler Smith making it work. Things got squirrely outside. Here comes the 16. It's 25. The other Smith on the point. Yeah, Brett Moffitt up there.
Making a great charge. A lot of different players up here at the front. The Knights come, and you know, different cars are kind of getting better and better, and it just shows you how much this place has changed.
Herbst is there in the 98. Yeah, and I was just going to say that. And here's John Hunter Nemechek.
New tires.
That's right. They had made that pit stop because they had saved a set.
Yep.
Now leaders crossing each other back and forth down the straightaways, getting a run off the top side. Smith was able to get the run off of turn 4, get back underneath Sheldon Creed. I believe this time Sheldon's going to be able to clear him and say bye-bye.
Right, 2. There you go. Smooth laps right here. By 3, you have the run.
I love the sense of urgency when you get a restart. And it doesn't matter how many laps are remaining. It is time to go. And everybody hit the button right there.
Got to.
Sammy Smith, you know, he was 10th a lap ago, and now he's in the top 5. Got a smoker.
Tyler Reddick. Looks like he might have got put in the wall again.
Maybe he and Josh Berry got together. Yep.
He's going to have to pit for that one before the left front goes down.
Clear down.
Might even go down right here as we see a pass for lead. I don't think, you know, you can't do nothing with that. The 20 and the 18 have probably 10 lap fresher tires or so, you know, so you're just going to have to wait this one out, kind of see how it goes, and maybe everyone's going to have to pit again, and you can get back on equal playing ground.
Yeah, it's Reddick there. He's probably going to come to pit road here.
Yeah, looks like he's going to make it back before the caution were to come out.
Let me see the 1, 8 coming up the race. Oh, geez,
that wasn't even close.
Smushed him right into the fence. That's a smush.
That's a smush. You know, the 8's on new tires. You know, Reddick hasn't had a lot of good luck here with getting just running the fence off 4. Might show him a little bird here. I don't know.
I think when we said watch the hands, our producer was just indicating how he's working the wheel. I notice where your mind goes every time in that situation, Blaney.
You know, I think in that situation that he probably deserved one, you know, if it were Tyler.
Hey, Barry, though, I mean, he's running 6th, so he's been able to hang in despite the contact. And teammates at the front, Nemechek drops the 2nd. Sammy Smith on point again. He is incredible right now.
I'm telling you what, if that 18 car doesn't win this race, something went very wrong. That thing is a rocket ship as he just blows by his teammate. They're on the same tires.
Same tires.
Blew his doors off.
The 18 was able to turn down across lanes to get inside the 20.
Not over yet.
Yeah, it's not over yet.
Still cleaning debris right now. Still cleaning debris.
Oh.
Who's cleaning debris?
It seems like the 20 maybe had debris on his stuff.
Half a lane lower here. Looking bumper. Bumper, quarter.
Okay.
Okay, that explains how he went by him so easily.
Yeah.
Take us through that scenario. And the teammates, so you're kind of working together. How does all that play out? How do you coordinate all that?
I don't know, man. You know, that's tough. If you're, you know, the 20 and he's got debris on his grill, you know, do you ask your teammate if you can swap? But if you're the 18, you're like, well, no, you know, I want to get the lead. That's a weird situation right there. And it didn't look like the 18 just let him go back by him. You know, I mean, they're still racing. So I think that was just do it.
Let's check in with Josh Berry. The 8 is third right now.
You're going to have to watch it, 24. Yeah, copy. Well, who's in that one? Okay.
Yeah, he's saying to watch the 24 because he knows, like, I mean, he smushed him into the wall. and Tyler's not going to be happy about it. I don't see Tyler making a move that was going to hurt possibly for the next Sunday. This is an extra race that he doesn't have to do. Although I understand he should be mad at the moment, but I don't know if he's going to retaliate in that type of way.
Might have said this earlier, but he's driving at 24 again next week at Las Vegas. Tyler Reddick is.
Now that might be a time that he's going to make his life not so pleasant. I could see that.
These are kind of teammates racing here. Both Colleague and Big Machine have an alliance with RCR. Parker Kligerman drives by the rookie Chandler Smith.
48 car's had a great night. You know, he's been up there in the front half of the top 10, really close to the top 5, really all night. He's done a really good job, you know, managing this race, getting his car better, and setting himself up really good with less than 50 to go.
What we were just laughing at there is Parker passed him. He gave him the peace sign out the window, like, thanks for not racing me too hard. Chandler said, yeah, right, I'm still racing you, brother.
You better put both hands on the wheel because I'm going by.
We're not done yet. Now, Parker, you know, Parker's been in the sport for a long time. He's a really good race car driver, solid race car driver. Hasn't been in great equipment in a while, right? And he's dabbled in TV. He's dabbled in just trying to keep his name relevant and being in the sport. And now he has a great opportunity to run really well this season in that 48 car.
Daniel Hemrick drifted to 11th. We saw him, you know, back up really near the front, closing on the top 5 not long ago, but he's faded just a bit here outside the top 10, racing with the 19 of Joe Graff Jr., who's coming off a career best finish last week at Daytona. I mentioned earlier he's got 5 starts in this Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, and he's making the most of it. These types of tracks have not been his strong suit with some of the other teams he has raced with. He knows he's got good equipment. We've seen what his teammates are doing, and he's hanging right in there trying to get to the top 10.
Yeah, Mayer's, you know, he was one of the guys. The top 4 right now took tires on the most recent caution.
Lap 87. Yep.
Yes, and so that they've migrated towards the top right now, and they saved a set. I mean, they deserved, and this is what they have set themselves up for. So you see these guys really being able to put, you know, 2.5, almost 3 seconds on Allgaier. So tires definitely mean something.
You know, it's crazy talking about Mayer. You could create a highlight reel of everything that's gone wrong for Junior Motorsports tonight. They got 3 cars in the top 5 right now.
That's right.
And the only one that's not is Brandon Jones, who went sliding through the grass earlier.
I mean, it was an eventful race for everybody involved so far today. I mean, it's been a lot of crazy things happening. So it's probably the most calm the race has been the whole time. Still a lot of action and a lot of passing going on, though. At the eye camera, he's running up next to the wall there.
Look at that.
Kind of splitting the top seam a little bit. And that seams, now you don't want to get stuck on the seams. There's no grip on the seams. You want to be able to be on one side or the other. You can split it, that's okay. But you don't want to get your left side where your right side's on the seam. There's just no grip. That sealer is just mush and not real good.
How about the fact he's in the top 20, Raja? I mean, you know, he's had a lot of things not go his way tonight, and he's hanging around. Driving for Alpha Prime Racing, Tommy Joe Martins, Cesar Baccarella, 3 entries in the race tonight.
The 18 is back.
And they know with 43 laps to go, this could be for the win possibly. Probably going to, there's going to be another pit stop in here, but, you know, getting the lead right now is big. And right now you see Smith, he's going to clear him. Yes.
The 20 might have debris again on his grill. You know, he didn't cross him right there. You
saw some garbage fly there.
I was going to say, I thought I saw something fly there.
Maybe you don't want to be an elitist.
Yeah, maybe just let this 18 lead the race if you're the 20.
And all these hot dog wrappers.
Yeah, I thought the 20 was pulling on him. He was pulling away from him a little. Oh my goodness.
Oh, baby.
Well, the debris is not there anymore if it was there. You know, I thought the 20 pulled away from him a little bit, so I was a little surprised, you know, that the 18 ran him down. So I think the 20 did have debris again, and now he's going to try to recharge and go back at him.
He's going to have a run right here, I can tell you that much.
I'm shocked the 18 can still run the bottom of 3 and 4 that good.
See anything on there, man? I can't see anything.
Yeah, so I guess he got his debris off, and now he's re-going.
He gets up next to the wall there. That's going to do it right there. You get to the right side of somebody through the corner, you got him. Right? There's no more racing. That is one way to verify that you're not going to have to go do much down into the next corner.
It's a teammate theme in the top 5. 1-2, Joe Gibbs Racing. 3-5, Junior Motorsports. And running third, Sam Mayer. We talked about him. But let's not forget, last Saturday night in Daytona, he was going for his first career win and got upside down on that final lap, got caught in the grass, and then flipped back over on his 4 tires. But it's good to see him coming back and having a strong run in Southern California. 40 laps to go. We'll go side by side. John Hunter Nemechek in charge. You saw while we were side by side some debris flapping on the back end of Cole Custer's car. And so, you know, with that, if we were to get a caution for debris, that would be huge because we are in the middle of green flag pit stops. These are scheduled, and Justin Allgaier coming in with 37 laps to go.
Yeah, this is a lot of strategy here right now, right? You got green flag cycles are happening. You're going to be 2+ seconds a lap faster than the guys that are still out there. But they're also going to have newer tires later in the run, and it may come back. He's got a lot of time to make up, the 7 does, to the Gibbs cars that are out front. Here comes Austin Hill. It's very interesting right now. I'm not sure I know exactly what's happening, but there's a lot going on.
You guys had a cycle of green flag stops earlier today. Give me an idea. Old worn out tires, high speeds here. We know what the racetrack is like, how difficult to execute. I'll follow up on that in a moment. First, let's cover the 21, Josh.
Yeah, been an up and down day for Austin Hill, but he comes in right now to his pit, telling him to focus here and make sure they get this down straight as he gets those 4 tires and fuel and a tear off.
Well, the one car is Sam Mayer. That car has come to life as the temperatures have cooled off. He is very happy with that race car right now. Early in the race, too loose, but everything good right now for the one.
Chandler Smith coming onto pit road. Again, all these pit stops scheduled, and everyone in their window to go the distance on fuel. So you pit here and you're done unless we would get a caution. Daniel Hemrick making a stop, 35 to go.
So, we saw the one come in. So he was the closest to the 20, right? I mean, he was a couple seconds back, was on the same tire strategy. They decided to put their tires on early to try to see if they can jump the 20 as they, that's his only shot to probably get in front of him.
Josh Berry third, Regan.
Adam, they asked him about 10 laps ago how that car was. He simply said, tight. That's all that came out from the driver's seat. Josh Berry needing some adjustments for the end here.
So Sam Mayer gave up a spot inside the top 5 to pit. Same for Josh Berry. Top 2 stay on track. The teammates from Joe Gibbs Racing, Nemechek and Sammy Smith. And you can see the Gibbs crews getting on the wall here. That's the 19 of Joe Graff Jr. And yes, the leader giving up the top spot to make a scheduled pit stop. 34 laps to go for John Hunter Nemechek. Got a few others coming down with him. Josh, what's up?
Yep, and like you mentioned, scheduled pit stop for John Hunter Nemechek. Towards the end of that run, he was saying he's burning up those front tires. So far, he's led 36 laps.
Teammate Sammy Smith stays on track here. I'm guessing he'll come next time around because you don't want to give up too much.
I would think so, right? I mean, I don't know if you want to stay out there too long.
I mean, he's already given up. Yeah, I'd say he's probably not pitting after passing that lap car, or maybe.
I think he's coming.
No, he's coming.
Yep.
I mean, you hate to give up one lap. Getting short pit by a lap, you're losing 2 seconds for one lap. You know what I mean? They're teammates, so they're still racing each other, right? The crew chiefs are down there trying to play the games as well because they know how closely matched their cars are tonight.
This isn't Daytona and Talladega. You don't need a drafting partner, right? You're on your own in this scenario. Here's Sammy, Josh.
And it's been a really strong run for Sammy Smith in his first race in the Xfinity Series here at Fontana. He's getting those tires and fuel. Regan?
Sheldon Creed trying to drag out his last pit stop as long as possible. This will be the last set of sticker tires for the 2 car. They need this race to go green to the end.
Yeah, they were on a little bit of a different cycle with those tires because of the issue they had earlier and had to make that stop after the spin. All of this takes us back to the 10 of Austin Dillon. Didn't we write him off? We said no, Austin Dillon here right now. He's leading, but as I look at it, he's going to have to
pit.
Yeah, he's going to have to pit again.
He's still got to pit. He's running it out, and at this point, if you're the 10 of Austin Dillon, just get on a different strategy. I'm with you. Run it long, and then hopefully there's a caution. You got another set of tires, and you can do something different. But he's injured.
They last pitted at 93. So what do we expect out of Austin Dillon here, Regan?
Adam, Joey, you're exactly right. That's the plan with these guys. They've only got 1 set, so they said we're going to stay out as long as we can right here and run it long and try to catch a break.
Was he celebrating over there? Regan confirms what Joey said he was celebrating.
I was watching the tear-off.
Okay.
Austin Dillon got a brand new tear-off on the racetrack.
Thank you. I can see again.
I misread the body language over there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice when you get a tear-off in mid-run, It's kind of nice.
So we see the 7 has cycled out in front of the 20. He pitted 3 or 4 laps before him, 4 laps before the 20. So 7's going to be on a little bit older stuff here, but it got him by the 20. I mean, it gained so much time on him. He's not going to be able to hold him off, but it got him closer to the 20 here towards, it's still 30 to go, unfortunately, for Justin, but.
Yeah, he needs a caution here in the next 8 laps.
This is
7 laps.
I mean, this is basically a pass for the lead, right? Because we know those top 4 are going to have to make a pit stop. So Nemechek and Allgaier are racing basically for the top spot. And when the whole cycle began, Nemechek was 2.5 seconds in front of his teammate Sammy Smith, and he's helped his advantage there, and that likely because the 18 came a lap later, I'm guessing. You guys agree with that?
The 18, he's 6 seconds behind the 20, so he lost a bunch of time somewhere, whether it was the pit stop, getting to pit road, coming a lap later. I don't think it hurt him that much, but he's definitely lost a bunch of ground to the 20 car.
And you see the number of laps since they last pitted, so we got a little time here. We'll see how everybody plays it out, Regan.
Adam, we mentioned during those pit stops at the 8 car, Josh Berry was getting extremely tight. The word from the team after that pit stop, there was a slow leak on the right rear. They told Josh, go after it and get some more. They feel like that car's going to be much better right now for the end of the race.
Well, that's one way to motivate your driver.
You look up there, Austin Dillon has got an advantage of 20 seconds over John Hunter Nemechek. And as we said, he's going to have to make a pit stop. There's a few others up there. Jeb Burton in the 27. Ross Chastain going to have to pit again. Ryan Ellis is in the top 10. He will have to make a pit stop. But when you look at the difference in what the times they're running, I mean, Nemechek is more than 2 seconds faster than the 10 of Dillon. So he's going to be running him down.
You see how fast the 26 car would by Austin Dillon.
Yeah, you know, if you're Austin Dillon, Ross Chastain, you know, Ryan Ellis, they're hoping for Jeb Burton even in 11th, hoping for a caution now, right? So then you come in and get your stickers, and you gain a little bit of track position because everyone probably come in and maybe get tires again, or not, or then you're at an advantage if you pit and everyone has, you know, 10 laps or so on their stuff, and you can maybe get some spots on your stickers.
If you're Austin Dillon, you're not racing for points. He's out of contention to win. He's obviously injured with the car, the right front nose piece gone. Why wouldn't you? You got nothing to lose. You might as well give it a shot.
Hey, and speaking of that 10 car, next week, we saw Justin Haley race it last week at Daytona. It's the all-star car for Kaulig. Kyle Busch, who won the Cup race today, making his return to the Xfinity Series. Hometown race. He'll be driving the 10 car for Kaulig the next 2 weeks. And, hey, Friday night, we got the Craftsman Truck Series on FS1 from Las Vegas. Kyle going to be running the 51. And then he'll run the Xfinity car Saturday, and obviously going for back-to-back wins in the Cup car on Sunday. So Kyle going to be very busy as he goes back to Vegas next weekend.
Triple header.
There you see he's 15 seconds back, and the advantage for Nemechek over Allgaier just over a second.
Awesome. He's just hoping for a caution. Any time between now and the next 5 or 6 laps would probably be great.
There's debris everywhere. Yeah, he's saying to his team.
By himself.
Yeah, you know, Nemechek he's been able to gap the 7. You know, the 20 is probably, he's saving his stuff right now.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, his goal is not to run Austin Dillon down. He knows Austin Dillon is not going to, you know, be a factor, right? He still has to pit again, and the 20 team has told John Hunter that. So he's, you know, still 25 to go. He's kind of riding around, saving his stuff for the long run, as he should. Just a very smart play.
Yeah, he's just managing the gap to the 7 and the 1. And like those guys, if they start catching him, maybe he picks it up. But for now, it's just don't make mistakes, chill out, save your stuff.
And speaking of saving, most everybody has at least one set of tires left should the caution come out, with the exception of Sheldon Creed, who, as we know, had that spin early and had to make a pit stop, and so they played the strategy a little bit differently because of that. And the guys indicated during our pit reports they don't want a caution. They need this thing to run out green. Everybody else would be okay because they've got a set lane should the caution fly between now and the end.
And I'm not exactly sure how, you know, at Sheldon Creed, you see he's back there to 11th now. You know, there for a minute he was running the leaders down. Like he was the fastest car on the racetrack for a minute, and now it doesn't seem like he has that magic anymore. I don't know what happened. Oh, there's the caution. There it is.
That's Ryan Ellis.
Austin Dillon. There you go.
Morning, guys.
I mean, Nemechek pitted 10 laps ago.
Get to us here.
You take your last set with 23 laps to go.
And you know, 20 to go is kind of that threshold of where, you know, if you're over 20, maybe you stay. If you're under 20, you make a pit stop. This is a tough call for everybody, with the exception of the 10 team, right? I mean, it's easy for them.
Right now.
You see he's already spinning here. Kind of early in the corner. That's like a loose entry type of moment. Maybe you look at the left rear tire, see if it has air in it.
You know, he was one that was staying out. You know, he was running long on the Austin Dillon strategy, so those tires had a lot of laps on them.
Ryan Sieg gets the free pass. Alex Yantz is the crew chief for Austin Dillon. He's happy to see the caution. He said, let's run long. Hopefully we get a yellow. And their prayers are answered. Kind of like the prayers that were answered for him here in 2016 when we had that remarkable finish that Austin won. And I mean, it was it was just amazing what happened on the final lap of that race.
There's been some great races. It's so sad this is the last one, ladies and gentlemen. If you're tuning into this, you're watching history. This is the end. Final race at the 2-mile track.
So this is 2016, okay? Kyle Busch is going to win. It's no brainer. He's dominated. Takes the white flag. Oh, my gosh, he's got a tire issue. So here comes his teammate Daniel Suarez, who had never won. Suarez is going to win. He's out of gas. Kyle goes back to the lead, but he's nursing it, and he can't bring it all the way back. And here comes Austin Dillon, the 2, right in the wall, and he gets it done. The only lap he led in the race was that lap, and he led like maybe a quarter of a mile. Incredible.
Yeah, I was part of that race. I was wounded. I was wrecked earlier, and I saw the whole finish in front of me. Kyle blowing tire, and it was pretty crazy. Maybe Austin can do it again today.
I think I was up in the booth for that one.
15 cars on the lead lap. A bunch of them are coming here, Regan.
Well, Sam Mayer with the 1 car, Adam, they asked to just tighten him up a little bit for what he's calling a shootout at the end of the race. Austin Dillon in the 10 car, very happy with that caution. That team was very pleased on the radio. Said that the damage is actually, thinks it's helped his car out just a little bit on entry. They're going to free him up slightly. Josh?
Well, the 18 of Sammy Smith happy with that car. They knew everybody was coming in to get those tires, so they're going to come in and get topped off with fuel. John Hunter Nemechek in the 20, also very happy with his car as well. He's getting tires and fuel for this final run.
The all-important race off pit road. And it's been key today to who has control of the race. Austin Dillon wins it. John Hunter Nemechek going to come off second. Then it's Allgaier and Sammy Smith. Austin Hill was 5th. Josh Berry, Sam Mayer right behind him. Going to be inside of 20 laps to go.
It's interesting. They said that Austin thought it helped his car after he got damaged.
I don't know about all that.
I mean, what do you think here with him, given how beat up that car is?
Right front's cool, but this is too much of an aerodynamically important racetrack to.
It can't be good.
No, I don't know.
Let's go back and look at the stop for John Hunter Nemechek.
Oh,
got the hose.
He kind of stepped on the hose. Oh, a lot of gas.
Bunch of gas.
Yeah.
Oh, jeepers.
Now, and I repeat it, most all these pit crews worked earlier today, and we know there were a lot of pit stops because you always want tires. They did the Cup race, single lug. Now you're hitting 5 lugs. That's a mental grind for all these guys that are going over the wall. Regan?
Adam, just to clarify on the 10 car of Austin Dillon, he said he thought it helped the car on entry. He didn't say anything about the rest of the corner. He just thought it helped it on entry.
That makes a lot more sense from up here. I mean, maybe he was a little loose in and took a little front down off it. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Okay.
Now, this restart's going to be really interesting because we talked about the fact that Sheldon Creed didn't have tires, didn't want a caution. We get a caution, he stays out because he really, he didn't have much of an option unless he was going to put some old scuffs on. Ultimately, they stay on track. So you've got him up there on old tires. You got the wounded car of Austin Dillon. Where do you choose? Who goes where? This is going to be some kind of a restart. And hey, Ryan Sieg, another driver that's being shown up there.
Yeah, so Austin Dillon is actually sitting 3rd right now. And you got John Hunter Nemechek, who's proven to be fast. A 7 who we think is fast, but has never really been on the same schedule as everybody yet.
And Sieg, that's just a snafu in timing and scoring. He actually came down pit road and came across the start-finish line to trip. He's not going to restart in that position.
Okay. So then the question kind of comes out being, and here's Austin Hill taking the checkered flag last week.
I mean, what a start for RCR. They win last week. I mean, a pole and a race in the Xfinity Series for Austin Hill at Daytona today. Kyle Busch gets it done. Checking the box for RCR, 61st career victory. And maybe most impressive, he's now won in 19 consecutive seasons, Kyle has. That's the best all time at the Cup level. Just remarkable.
Absolutely. Kyle's been a tremendous talent in our sport for a long period of time now.
And the drivers from RCR here are going to restart inside the top 10. We mentioned the story for Creed. Austin Hill up there as well.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, I'm sure Sheldon's going to pick the top. Austin's going to...
He faked the jump, fake him out.
There.
Shot fake.
I'm kind of surprised that 20 went with Sheldon. I mean, I'm sure he's going to try to take it 3 wide somewhere, shoot the middle, or if Sheldon leads the lane up on the top, he's going to, shoot up there. But that'll be tricky. Sheldon has decent amount of laps on his stuff. I mean, he's got about maybe 10 laps on it. But, that's pretty surprising. I figured the 20 would have chose behind the fresh tires and be on the second row still.
And something we've seen on these restarts, right in the restart zone with older tires, these guys are spinning the rear tires a little bit. New tires helps the forward drive when it comes to the restart zone, and Sheldon doesn't have as new tires as some of them. So being the 20 car, John Hunter behind him, he's trapped. So it'll be interesting.
Speaking of the restart zone, walk us through the changes there. It's been expanded and what role that can play in any restart, but in particular in a situation like this.
Well, the bigger zone ultimately makes it harder for cars to time the restart. By timing it, sometimes drivers leave a little bit of a gap in between them and try to close it up at the right time to get the pushes going or to make a 3 wide move at the start finish line. Now we don't know exactly where they're going to go green.
We're getting word that choose did not count, so we're going to choose again.
We love rehearsal in television. Evidently, we rehearsed the choose now, so we did it last time. Now we'll do it again.
I wonder if anyone will choose different. I doubt anyone chooses different.
If I just do the same thing. Well, do you think Sheldon throws the block again, or the fake again?
The fake out?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
He fakes him again.
Fakes him again. If he really wanted to mess with his mind, he'd fake the top and go to the bottom. Really mess him up.
Here we go again. No fake this time.
Oh, the 20 changed his mind. Must have been listening to me. He was listening.
Hey, and Sammy Smith, his teammate, actually went high and didn't go with it down low.
Yeah. All right. That's interesting. I've never seen a re-choose before.
Well, I wonder if it was actually the choose. Maybe they didn't know it was the choose, or maybe there was a communication
I didn't
error
notice
somewhere.
if the lights were off and then went back on. You know what I mean? Like I noticed that the lights were on once we got word, so.
That could have happened.
We got the rules officials next to us in the booth. We'll ask them what happened there after the race.
And they look like they got it all under control next door, so.
Austin Dillon, very fortunate when the caution came out. They could make a pit stop. They were running long. And the reason they were behind the 8 ball is he got trapped on a restart earlier behind Cole Custer. Nowhere to go, gets all that damage. And so they lost the track position, ultimately got it back when they ran long on that cycle of green flag pit stops. They get the caution, and now we'll see what they're able to do with the race car restarting on the front row.
I think this is going to be a really exciting finish to this race. Coming to 17 to go.
I think you're right, Blaney.
Got some good cars up there. Everyone's on equal stuff now besides poor Sheldon Creed.
And there's going to be contact. I'm pretty certain in the next 2 laps there's going to be contact on the racetrack.
And remember, you can't leave your lane till you cross the start-finish line, which would be tempting behind the guys on the front row who are facing adversity. 17 laps remaining in Fontana.
A wheel spin out of the 10, out of the 2 as well. Good pushes, though.
Sam Mayer out of line.
Here comes 7, yep.
Allgaier up the middle. Bright orange, number 7. And Nemechek is with him.
And inside, he's there.
He's going to want to clear. He's going to try to get his quarter panel. He got a
Sammy Smith around.
Dang, that's a shame. He's having a really good night.
I'm not sure he's got any damage, does he?
I don't think so. He's going to have to come get tires, I think.
Do they have?
I don't know
tires?
if they got a set
I
left.
guess put on some old ones, I guess,
Yeah.
right? Be your only option. 10th caution of the night.
You see the 18 there, third row outside.
They're all trying to get through the middle.
You see, he's right on the. Oh, he kind of gets pushed around a little bit by the 21. It looks like he was needing to check up because he was right on the door of the 21 outside of him, or 21 behind him. Just ended up kind of shoving him around.
You know, never know exactly, when the caution comes out and how the timing lines work, but the 8 seem to really pick up some ground here in this cycle.
Yeah, I think, the 18 had a car close to his right. He was kind of crossing a seam and just got crossed up, and then having the 21 right close to him too. He was in a really bad spot of error right there. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
the
a bad spot, to get caught in, and it unfortunately turned him around.
But at 18, first time here, everything he's done, led 14 laps. I mean, he had some kind of night, did Sammy Smith.
Absolutely. And he just got himself in a really bad aero spot, like Blaney said. And at this point of the race, there's no give and take. It's take and take. And that was it.
That's
right.
Take
out right there.
Austin Hill being shown 15th now. Let's hear what they said on the radio.
Having to check up. And I don't know what the day on 18 was thinking, but he just gassed up and started spinning. Did you hit him at all? Right side damage, anything? I checked center of the bumper and left front side.
Was good to me.
Won 2 times last year as a rookie. Did Austin Hill. Won at Daytona, won the summer race at Atlanta, his home track, but was competitive so many different places. Good road racer. And we'll go to Las Vegas next week, where Austin Hill has won in the Craftsman Truck Series. Off to a good start again this year. With the 21 and the 1 running together here, it seems fitting that we go to last week and how it ended in Daytona. Mayer trying to get his first career win, gets turned upside down. Caution comes out, and since it's the final lap, it's not the timing lines, it's the time of caution. And this, a photo finish. We had to wait it out. NASCAR reviews the tape, and they say the 21, Austin Hill, is a winner for a second consecutive year in a season opener down at the World Center of Racing.
Time of caution. I learned a little bit about that too the next day. Dang it.
Yeah, you did.
2 seconds is a real big difference of payout. Oh, well.
You've already won 1 Daytona 500,
Yeah, you don't want to get too greedy.
Well, I mean, 2 is twice as good. Race car drivers are a little greedy, okay? A lot of greedy.
Especially at that place.
Yeah.
Whether you're talking about the finish you want or the way you race the competition. All right. Let's salt the wounds. I mean, we talked about it. Here it is.
Cool. Thanks, guys. This is where I was in the lead, and then I wasn't when the caution came out. Yeah.
And there wasn't, I mean, I hate to say it, there wasn't near as much debate at NASCAR Central over that one as there was on Saturday night.
I was debating.
I know
okay?
you were.
I
know you were.
I was in denial. I even beat him across the start-finish line just in case he was out of gas. I'm like, just in case, maybe I'll just ease on up here. No.
I think I heard on 47 radio in reference to Joey, what's he doing up there?
That's all right. I was involved in 2 wrecks, so
and he still finished 8th.
I still finished 8th, so pretty amazing day.
Hey, for Ricky Stenhouse Jr., congratulations to him though, because he wins the Daytona 500, and of course he's a graduate of the NASCAR Xfinity Series, a 2-time champion here. So. And it was solid today. It was good throughout the race this afternoon.
So we got a couple new players on the front row now. You got Allgaier and Nemechek, who've kind of risen. to be a couple of the best cars now at the end of this race, and I think it's going to be a slugfest. It's going to be a lot about the push they get behind them, you know, and you got the 10 who's a little wounded and the 2 on old tires, so you're not going to have great help, I don't think, behind you.
Regan?
Adam, just something to keep an eye on this on this restart here that we're about to have. The one car of Sam Mayer, they're having trouble inside that race car. The push to talk button continues to hang open every time he pushes it to talk. It seems like it gets better if he just stays off the button for a while and it clears up. Team, though, is trying to get word to him to stay off of the button and not talk anymore. Every crew chief's dream at the end of the race, just telling your driver you can't talk anymore. That's great.
Blaney, your first win came that way. No push to talk button.
I could hear the team. They could not hear me. So
I don't know what that's trying to tell you.
I know. Just shut up from now on, I guess.
Allgaier high, Nemechek low for the restart.
I love the choose roll, guys. I think it's one of the greatest things we've added to our sport recently. There is so much strategy and question as you pull up to that choose. Oh, I don't know, what's the guy in front of me going to do? And it happens all last minute. And you try to prep and be as prepared as you possibly can for the choose. And then you get there and you're like, oh, I don't know. It's awesome.
It's one of those things, you know, you sometimes make the right decision, you sometimes make the wrong decision. You know, you never know how it's going to go. But it is great. I will say, I think a lot of people like it. I think a lot of drivers especially enjoy the choose rule.
Well, it's completely fixed. I don't know if you guys remember, but we used to try to count cars leaving pit road to try to let one go so you can be in the preferred lane on the restart. And then everyone's stopping at the end of pit road to be in the preferred lane. It just kind of got dumb. So the choose rule fixed all that and definitely has been a good thing.
I think it's great. A little gamble opportunity. You know, if you have a non-preferred lane, do you gamble? Do you go up a couple rows and see if you can make it work? It's pretty good. I don't really like gambling, but with the choose, I do.
Yeah. If you got a good car, you can give it a shot.
I know logistically there are some things to work through. I'd love to see it on road courses, though. I can't wait till we get to that point. But there's a lot that goes into that. I'm not second-guessing the reason we're not doing it, but I hope we get to the point that it happens. Regan almost said it. This is the final restart. Are we going to get another caution, or is this it? What do you guys think?
Definitely maybe.
Boy, you jumped right out there on that one. 12 to go.
See, the 10 gave a big shot to the 7 and pushed him away. So the 7's got no help. 20's got some pretty good help. 20's going to clear the 7.
Something different about that restart, too, is they set up not up against the wall. They kind of ran the middle of the racetrack. That is something different we don't see very often.
Nemechek to the lead. Here comes Sam Mayer in the 1. Chandler Smith is there. Young drivers looking for their first career win and in position when you talk about Mayer and Smith.
Brett Moffitt coming up in there too.
Unbelievable day for this new team, AM Racing and Brett Moffitt. Ooh, man, Mayer dancing all over the place.
You get the 10 Austin Dillon, still with no fender. He's trucking along. The 7's just not firing off here as good as he needs to or has been.
It's teammate Josh Berry in that silver number 8. Austin Hill trying to bounce back after getting caught up on that last restart. He's in the 21. Scored 6 right now. Make it 4th. Austin Hill showing some speed late in the race. If you look at these drivers that are in the top 10 and how many times they've been to victory lane, I mean, you got Allgaier, who's won at 14 different tracks, never won here, 19 career wins overall. Other than that, not a bunch. 5 for Berry and a number of guys up there, as I said, searching for career win number 1. As we're inside of 10 laps remaining, it'll be 9 next time by.
Hunter's looking pretty good right now, setting the pace. Obviously been the class of the field. We've seen both of Gibbs' cars have been class of the field. His toughest competition wrecked the last caution, so he's in a pretty good spot right here. but they're racing like crazy behind him.
He just hopes he doesn't get any more debris on the grill.
Right.
At this point in time, you run it till it blows, I guess. I mean, it's still a long time, though, if you get covered a lot.
You know, Chandler Smith, his best ever finish, he had 3 starts last year in the Xfinity Series, was 7th in Miami, old, worn-out racetrack. As soon as I saw that, I said he might be pretty good. And, boy, he's been solid tonight, racing here inside the top 5 with Austin Hill, 8 laps to go in Fontana.
And these 3 cars have been racing back and forth, passing each other over and over again the last 3 or 4 laps. It's been really entertaining.
One car is kind of broken even with the 20. He was a little bit quicker than him last lap. He's kind of just there, 7/10 back or so. It'll be a little tougher if he gets more in the dirty air, but it's kind of broken even. The 20 was faster than him. Yeah, that one was 1/10.5 faster right there. So he might be putting a little charge in here at the end of this race.
You know, we talked earlier about all the success that Joe Gibbs Racing has had here in Fontana, California in the Xfinity Series. We said it. You know, Joey, you've won a couple of times here for the coach a number of years ago. First time they ever experienced victory here in an Xfinity car, courtesy of the Hall of Famer, Tony Stewart. 15 years ago yesterday, he got it done. They've won 10 times overall, including, as Josh pointed out earlier, 9 in a row from 2008 to 2013. John Hunter Nemechek trying to get him their 11th win here tonight, and it would be his first of the year. And boy, I'll tell you what, he comes back to the Xfinity Series with a lot of hype, a lot of anticipation. He was second at Daytona. We showed you how close he was to winning. Lost to Austin Hill by inches when the caution came out on the final lap, and in position. He'll see 5 to go the next time around, and if he pulls it off, he's going to lead the most laps and really do it in dominating fashion here tonight.
I think the one just needs to start trying stuff. I mean, he just keeps running the bottom. He's not really gaining ground anymore. Like, I feel like you need to try something coming to 5 to go to give yourself a shot to make a run at 20.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, in his defense also, he's got the 7 that's equaling his times behind him. You don't want to get in the point that where you lose a spot, right? You want to get what you can, but I kind of get the victory, go for the win. I get what you're saying.
You know, you look at this. You look at this top 10, and we were talking about the career wins for all these drivers, but 3 of the top 5 Junior Motorsports. I think all 4 of their cars were top 10 last year, so they've been really good at this place. Austin Hill backing up his Daytona run with a top 10. Austin Dillon hanging in there is 7th right now. Riley Herbst is in the top 10. Parker Kligerman, Brett Moffitt. I mean, a lot of really, really good stories in the top 10 as you look at our pylon inside of 4 laps to go.
Something we've seen here too. I mean, it's obviously it's dark out. It's cooled off a lot. The bottom in 3 and 4 apparently has come to life, where you see these guys have been hunting the bottom for quite a bit of laps, where shoot, it wasn't 2 or 3 laps when the sun was out when the start of this race.
And now
3 to go here. 3.
If you're John Hunter Nemechek, you want it to stay green, right? I mean, just get back to that white flag so you can manage this thing. You don't want another restart. His advantage, 3/4 of a second. You heard it on the radio. 3 laps to go. 2.5 now remaining as they hit the back straightaway.
One's found something a little here. I say he finds something, then he kind of he gets in that, you know, this is the worst dirty air kind of area right here.
The 7 just moved up. You seen him in the back of the screen. There he is. He moved up.
Something.
He's giving it a shot.
Yeah.
He's got nothing to lose.
Right? He's got a big gap. Yeah.
I'm not sure it was better. You know, you always come off a corner after you run the top. You're further behind, but by the time you get to the end of the straightaway, you kind of make that up. It seemed like a wash.
Less than 4 miles, and the advantage down to 1/2 second. Mayer's trying to reel him in.
Oh, big really loose right there. He's trying hard.
He's trying. So by 6.
How much you looking in that mirror here if you're Nemechek? Not at all?
Every second.
Maybe a peek.
Huh?
Maybe a peek.
A peek? Oh,
really?
dude, I'm livid in that thing. Are you kidding me? All the way down the straightaway. I'd probably look in the corner.
1 lap to go from Fontana, sponsored by Credit One Bank. John Hunter Nemechek is the leader. His dad won the championship here in the Xfinity Series in the early 90s. Thought it was so cool. Joe's last win, his dad was at Kansas. First career win for John Hunter came at Kansas.
He's pushing water.
He
is, and not much of it.
Overheating. Can he hang on?
Good thing there's only
lost it by
half a
inches
straightaway left.
last week at Daytona. John Hunter Nemechek gonna finish the deal and win it in Fontana, California.
Take care of it. No burnouts, nothing. Take care of your temp. Trigger flag. Deborah.
Good thing it wasn't the.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coy. Thank you, everyone. It's awesome. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Good thing it wasn't the 310 miler.
That's right.
Yeah, that thing was
a little bit of trouble.
Yeah. Take care of your temps. Hey, bud, I think it's a little late for that.
Hey, Ben Bayshore on the box gets his second win here as a crew chief. One here with Harrison Burton. Came so close to winning here in 2019 with Kyle Busch. His record here is really good on the pit box.
Yeah, 20 car definitely came to life, especially the second half of the race for sure, and really kind of dominated that thing. So they did a good job all night, had good speed, and was able to pull it off.
Very deserving winner. I like seeing the fastest car win the race sometimes. You know, I like that it's interesting, but I like that the fastest car is an organic, good, solid race.
There's Ben Bayshore. You know, a lot of this group on the 20 team was with the 54 last year that won the championship with Ty Gibbs. And you heard him saying take care of the car. Something to keep in mind is a cost savings to all of these teams in the Xfinity Series. You're running the same car next Saturday in Las Vegas that you run here. I mean, you just put them in, you can work on them tonight, put them in the hauler, seal them off, and then you unload them and go. So if you were to have a problem here tonight, you have to go to a backup, you start in the rear next week. So that's something.
I mean, look at all the debris on the grill.
They have a lot of work to do.
The bottom of that grill is taped full, and then all the debris on it, it's still steaming. You know, he got, gosh, that's a lot of debris.
He got it at the right time, though. He gained downforce.
Yeah.
Just at the right time. He's had a whole lap to cool down and is still blowing water out. I guess he had plenty of water left.
Third career win for John Hunter Nemechek. Kansas, Texas, and now Fontana, California. 11 times. The coach has got it done here.
Smoking.
I'd walk over there and get the debris off, do another lap.
Cool off. Yeah. He's pretty calm after running a long race like this.
Last couple of years driving in the Craftsman Truck Series for Kyle Busch. Won a lot of races, but couldn't run down the trophy. He hopes to do it this year in the Xfinity Series, and he's off to a real good start. Josh?
John Hunter Nemechek celebrating after being so close to winning at Daytona last week. You get it done here. Earlier you told me you've been so fast here in the past, you just couldn't close the deal. What was the difference here tonight?
Man, Ben and this whole 20 team gave me one heck of a race car. This Toyota Supra was as fast as Xfinity 10G. I actually think it was faster than Xfinity 10G, but just huge shout out to all the guys that work on this 20 team. I think a lot of guys doubted Ben coming down from the Cup Series, and to have him on the box and be able to establish a relationship that I have with him has been awesome. So I've worked with most of the guys on this team over the last couple years, and pit crew, they got it done when it counted tonight. So I have some things that I need to address on my end, but overall an amazing Toyota GR Supra with our Vons and Albertson colors, and got to say hi to Aspen and Taylor back home. Sadly, they didn't make the trip out here. Coach, not sure if he's here, but thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity from everyone at Toyota TRD, all of our great partners, and wish Coy was here to celebrate with us.
John Hunter, your journey has been well documented. Back full-time in the Xfinity Series, this time with JGR. What is different about you this time around?
Man, I feel like this is one of the best opportunities that I've had in my lifetime, and just grateful to have the opportunity that I have to, and that everything is going to plan. When I took the step back from the Cup Series, I prayed a lot and had a lot of conversations with not only God, but a lot of the mentors in the Cup Garage, and it seems to be going to plan. So I'm proud of this whole team, proud to be a part of this Joe Gibbs Racing organization, and starting the year off right, second and first. So let's see if we can keep it up.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Well, 1 week ago, Sam Mayer was part of the highlight reel at the end of the race. Looked like you were going to have a top 5 finish, end up on your roof. This week, though, a little different story. You end up completing the finish and get that second place run tonight.
Yeah, that last lap means a lot, that's for sure. But I'm super proud of my JRM Accelerate team. I mean, we struggled early on, that's for sure. We had our work cut out for us, but I mean, we threw the kitchen sink at it, and we ended up second. So, I mean, all things considered, I'm really, really happy and really proud of these guys. I mean, we started from the ground up this year, and I mean, obviously, so far, so good.
Thanks, Sam.
Nice bounce back for Sam Mayer. They talk about it and the way things finished last weekend at Daytona. Going for that first win in dramatic fashion, upside down, and all the things that you must go through as a driver to come back and finish second. An impressive night for him. But let's go the route of John Hunter Nemechek. You never take winning for granted. The emotion in that interview speaks to how much it means to him.
Absolutely. And you heard him talk a little bit about his struggles through his career, right? He's got a great track going. He has kind of a minute where he's got to take a second and figure out what's the best move for him, go back to truck racing, be successful there, gets another great opportunity in Xfinity racing for Joe Gibbs. Boom, he's back in victory lane just like that. So great race car driver, great team. Like we said, the fastest team, the best car won tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. He leads 49 laps, the best of the bunch. Thanks to both of you for coming up here. I mean, you battled the rain yesterday. It didn't work out. You raced 400 miles today. It says a lot about you guys. Thanks for coming up and doing the race.
Hey, we're just happy to be here. In your presence. Anything, Adam.
You must like it because you're coming back next week at Las Vegas.
It's going to hail, sleet, and snow, I'm sure. We'll see.
No, Joey's not going to be there, so we'll be
You're
fine.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Hey, safe travels back east, and we'll see you again soon. I know you're going to be back in the booth here in a few weeks, Joey. So a big night for John Hunter Nemechek. He's able to get it done. First win of the year, third of his career, and he'll try to go back-to-back. Next Saturday, it's race 3 of 2023 for the Xfinity Series. We're on the air 4 o'clock Eastern time from Las Vegas. A reminder, all week long, 6 Eastern, it's NASCAR Race Hub. We'll have a full recap tomorrow of what happened here today. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great night.